Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Good morning to you. It is 6:07 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's a Monday, and we are definitely, we're back in the saddle.
You're the most amazing guy.
Well, thank you. I like to think that I am.
Another break already?
We haven't even gotten the show started, for God's sake.
Are you ready, kids?
We are always ready. Bonnie, I am so glad to see you. I could run around in circles right now and do a flippin' happy dance.
Well, I want to see you do it now.
Man.
I want some entertainment here.
Wow. I am so excited to be back in the seat and be back after a week's vacation. I want to say good morning to Michael Cooperman. He obviously has not been with us for an entire week. I want to say hello to Suzanne Mulvihill. She is watching us all the way in Italy this morning. Italy!
I wonder what she's doing over in Italy. Does she, live there? Is she vacationing there? You said it's like an old friend from high school,
right? It's an old friend from high school. Definitely. An old friend from high school.
I bet she's on vacation and maybe taking a lengthy vacation to have time to tune in to us with this morning show.
Man, oh man, boy, does it feel good to be back.
Welcome back.
It does. I missed the heck out of you.
Didn't the time go by fast for you, though?
It flew by. I was like, I got up Monday morning and I was like, okay, let me see if I can go to work. And by the way, I want to stop and welcome our listeners on WPSL because we are a blended show this morning.
Yeah.
So we're going to torment them for the next 2 weeks.
Maybe we want to say hi to a couple of our mighty fine listeners like John
please
and
do.
Russ, who calls in to correct us once in a while.
Yeah.
But, Russ, if you can prove us wrong or you think we're wrong ever, feel free to give us a call right here. We welcome you.
Yep. Our number here, by the way, is 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Of course, that's area code 772. And bear with us if we don't answer the phone right away because while I was on vacation, our 5-star rated engineer, Craig, gave us a brand new phone system.
It's pretty,
and I'm
too.
still learning how to use it. It's got all these buttons and lights on it.
Here, let me pick up the phone. I want to see if it has that new phone smell.
Does it? Does it smell like a new phone?
Incredible.
Okay, very good.
You know how a new car usually makes you feel really good? This new phone makes us feel satisfied.
All right. So, it's really cool. I love, I love our new phone system. It's very state of the art. I got a phone mount for it, so I have to do a little bit of just a little bit of tweaking on it.
Evan, it looks like you were doing some wood crafting right there with that little mount.
Yeah. So it's there, it's mounted, so now I can see the light. So we don't have a ringer on this phone, so we only know that it rings when the light blinks. It's a little different for us, Bonnie.
Yeah, a little bit different. I don't know if I'm even able to see it from this side, but at least you can see it when...
Yeah, that's why I tilted it up.
Your side.
And Jeff, if you're listening this morning, you could be our first caller on our new phone system, or if anybody wants to call us up this morning and be the first person on our brand new phone system, 220-9788. You could be the guinea pig and test it out for us.
Yeah, we need to test this phone now. We want to hear how solid it's going to sound on the air. Hopefully it'll sound all nice and bassy.
I'm sure it will. Mm-hmm. So how was your Christmas?
Christmas was great. You know, I can't complain. It always goes by so fast because it's my favorite time of year with the lights and oh so pretty.
Right.
So I'm going to keep the tree up, or trees, which we have for the, next couple of weeks maybe, at least maybe till mid-January.
What did you get for Christmas, Bonnie? That's what I want to know.
Why,
what did Gary get you?
The Ninja Foodie Grill.
Yay, you finally got it. I got to give you some applause for that one. Yay! Okay.
And thanks for coming to my rescue, Evan. I was shopping around Target. We were shopping around Target before Christmas, and I had to give Evan a call. Actually, I picked up what I thought was the Ninja Foodie Grill, and I was carrying the wrong product around.
Oh,
I had picked up that Ninja Foodie steamer or some sort of other thing, a device with the box so incredibly big, I didn't even know what I was buying. So Gary saw me coming with my shopping cart after I had called you and you had told me, no, that's not the one. It has to say Ninja Foodie Grill.
Yeah, you were getting
on the box.
You were getting that other Ninja Foodie that does the air frying only.
That's right.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have been able to cook a steak or a chicken or a pork chop.
No wonder why the guy that was helping me was looking at me weird when I said, yeah, my coworkers said you can cook grill like a really good steak on this.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I have that, and I haven't really been able to cook steaks on it.
Oh, there you go.
So, but yeah, Evan to the rescue. So we purchased the right one.
So I want to know what you got for Christmas. That's what I want to know. Talk to me. By the way, nice shirt. I have to compliment you on this shirt that you're wearing. I wonder where that came from.
You bought me this.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Actually, the wife bought it.
And, Rachel would be pleased to know, too. I don't know if she's listening, but I told this story to G and Ray on the morning show at WSTU.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the store when we were purchasing our Foodie Grill, the Ninja, and we were in line to get checked out, and there was a gentleman in the next line,
right,
Evan, that he loved my shirt so much that he offered to buy me any shirt or sweater in the entire store so I could give the shirt I'm wearing now, which you gave me, to his wife.
So that kind of gives a meaning to I'll buy the shirt right off of your back.
I guess so.
You know, I would have said to him, Bonnie, here's what I would have said to him. I'll sell it to you for $250 if you want it that bad.
Oh.
Now, if he would have whipped out $250, okay, and given that to you, I wouldn't have been offended because I'd have bought you another shirt. You'd have had yourself $250 in your pocket.
Right.
And another shirt from Walmart as well.
Oh, wow. You see, I didn't even think of that, asking him for cash. I think I was
so
drawn back. I was so kind of shocked that, I had never had an offering like that before with where I would give him the shirt right off my back and he would give it to his wife and I could get any shirt I wanted in the entire store. I thought about that one. And Gary wasn't paying he was ahead of me in line. He wasn't even paying any attention to the guy until he said, I'll buy you. And then
all of a sudden he perked up a little bit. He perked up,
his head went spinning around, looked at the guy, looked at me.
Like, my girlfriend's no street corner girl. What are you talking about?
But, yeah, he really did like the shirt, and he said his wife would look good in it. And he even asked me my size. Oh, my.
Well, that's a little too personal. You never ask a woman her size.
Yeah.
You just don't do that. That's just a little too much.
Did you get everything that you deserved for Christmas, and did you have a fine one?
I did. I had such a great Christmas. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was really.
I saw pictures of you and your family at church, and everybody looked really nice.
Yeah,
nicely
it was.
Dressed.
Christmas was like, we went to Christmas Eve service at Christ Fellowship. And they had the candlelight service, and it was the most amazing thing I have ever seen. I love it so much. Here's a little audio from it.
Silent night, holy night.
I just got chills.
All is gone.
And the whole entire place is lit up just by candles.
That's just beautiful.
Right? So you see the whole sanctuary is lit up with candles. Unbelievable. Now, it looks like there was a lot of people there, but there wasn't. Everybody was, family sat together and stuff like that. But it was really cool.
Yeah, it's a very pretty sight. I like those pink balloons that are floating on the big monitor screen.
That's a backdrop that they make for the screen.
Yeah, it looks like balloons or some sort of pink Christmas bulbs that are floating back there.
Right.
And with the candles all lit too. That's a pretty scene.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So tell me, you got the Ninja Foodie. What else did you get for Christmas?
TV for the bedroom.
Oh, you did? Look, did you get a big one?
Fairly big. It's just like not a large screen. I think it might have been 55.
32,
it's
55,
it's
47.
rectangular. It's
Okay.
it's not too small, but it's
Okay.
not too big either.
Is it a smart TV
Yeah.
opposed to a dumb TV?
Yeah. Well, we got to have our Hulu and
Yeah.
Netflix and all that going
Oh, of course.
in the bedroom, too.
Of
And,
course.
You know, when it gets too loud in the living room, you like to go in the bedroom to have a
Definitely.
little sanctuary.
Definitely.
So that's always good.
Definitely so. So now here's a question for you, and then I'll go into kind of, what we did with our Christmas. Why do they call the TV a smart TV and not a dumb TV? Think about that one. That's a question. Maybe one of our listeners can call in
I'm not really
and tell us
sure.
why they call it a smart TV.
I think it's the branding. Like, you'd be more apt to go out and buy a smart TV
Right.
as opposed to a dumb TV, right?
Right, but some TVs are not smart TVs. They don't have all the extra features in them. So therefore, they're not a smart TV. Like smart TVs have Hulu and all the different apps that you
Yeah.
can do different things, where some big screen TVs don't have those apps in them.
Correct. And a smart TV is like you say, it's a TV of the times.
Yeah.
And that's the one you want to purchase.
But why did they call it a smart TV? That's what I want to know.
I think, like I said, branding of it is smart, and
Okay.
it's smart to get one because you get your choice of so many channels and so many networks that are offering. It's kind of like, Evan, if you go out and say if you were single and, well, you would look for a new girlfriend.
Oh, whoa, I'm not doing that anytime soon.
Would you want to find a smart girlfriend or a dumb girlfriend?
Well, it depends, because, if she's dumb, you can smarten her up to the way you want her.
Oh, okay.
So you opened up a big can of worms there, but
guess
that's
so.
okay. But women are not dumb, though. All women are smart.
No,
all women
absolutely.
are very, very intelligent.
Absolutely.
They truly are.
Yeah.
They definitely truly are.
And they're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Every woman is gorgeous on the inside and out, no matter what their size, shape, creed, religion, or what they are, because we are all human beings.
Only thing is, they're not all of them are beautiful on the inside, but on the outside, I'll give you that.
All women do have some form of beauty on the inside, though.
Okay.
I mean, there's some that are mean and some that are not mean, but I'm sure that the mean ones do have a little bit of a beauty side to them.
Well, the beauty of it is we're all born innocent. As little
Definitely.
infants, we are
Definitely.
little children
Definitely.
of God.
So we got up in our household. I was the first one up, and let me see. Dylan spent the night. He came up from Miami. Of course, Gavin lives with us.
There's Gavin and Dylan.
Right. Dylan came up from Miami. Haley worked.
Haley,
The twin
yep.
worked. In
Yeah.
fact, the twins' birthday is tomorrow. They're going to be 29 years old.
Oh, wow.
And then we celebrated Darren's birthday.
One
He's
more
31.
year in their 20s.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with the most exciting year?
Oh, I don't know.
Are they afraid of turning 30?
I don't know. They call it the Dirty 30 is what
They
it
do?
is. Yeah, they call it the Dirty 30.
When I turned 30, it never bothered me. It never bothered me whatsoever.
Okay. So we got up, and, of course, the wife was the last one up. She loves to sleep in. It's her vacation as well.
Christmas Day, Christmas morning?
Yeah, Christmas morning.
Oh, okay.
So we got up about 7:30, and we gathered around the table, and we start opening gifts, and Gavin passes out the gifts from under the tree, and he gets Dylan his stack of gifts, and Gavin gets his stack, I get my stack, and Rachel gets her stack. And Gavin, he opened up all his gifts, and he got everything that he wanted. He got some clothes. He got some new in-ear monitors for church that he needed really badly for when
wow.
he sings.
Yeah.
He got these that are made by Shure, like the microphone Shure.
Mm-hmm.
So he got some Shure in-ear monitors, which are really super nice.
Oh, I bet they sound like in stereo, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
And he got a gift card from his grandfather for $100. So he did good, and he got a nice new stereo for his car. Dylan got a bunch of, little doodad trinkets, and we gave him a gift card. My wife, I got her this Mr. Coffee iced coffee maker. Now, mind you, okay, this thing you can only buy at Target or Target.
Is it kind of like the Nespresso that I've been seeing advertised?
Well, I'm not
where-
sure, but this thing goes for $29.95 at Target.
Oh, that's a good price.
Okay, but here's
Yeah.
the problem. Target didn't have any. No Targets had any at all because it's a hot item like the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So I had to go online and go buy it somewhere. And my wife gave me very distinct instructions. Don't you dare spend more than $29.95.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So I did what I needed to do to get it here.
You're still getting it.
I got it regardless of what the darn thing cost.
How much more did you pay?
You're not going to know. Sorry, that's not an item that's up for
And
discussion.
Rachel won't know, and she won't know
because she's
till
listening.
next year, maybe.
She'll never know what I paid
Yeah.
for it. But anyway, to learn that I thought an iced coffee maker is strictly making iced coffee. So I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. So I get it out of the box, I set it up, put it together, and then to find out all it does is make 1 cup of hot coffee.
No.
Yeah, it's a coffee maker.
And
It's
it's
a good old-fashioned coffee
Not
maker.
even a Keurig.
No, it's
Oh.
just a good old-fashioned coffee maker that you put ice in a cup and it goes underneath it. The cup comes with it, by the way, and it turns the hot coffee into iced coffee. Now, we could have been doing that all along, Bonnie, at the household,
Yeah.
at the 9 compound.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Are you going to return it?
No,
Or?
no, I
Okay.
would not do that to her. I would not do that to
Well,
the
is
wife.
she enjoying it?
She
at all?
loves it. She
Good.
made her first cup of iced coffee, and she goes, it's pretty good.
She likes it. That's all that matters.
That's all that
then.
matters. She's happy.
And if it's a pretty appliance, I love it setting a pretty
it's black.
brand new black.
It's black, and it
Black's my
sits right on
color.
the counter next to the Ninja Foodie.
I'm sure black is her color too.
Oh,
which-
she loves black.
Yeah.
She loves wearing, that's all she ever wears is black tops, black this, black that.
And I like-
She loves black everything.
I like black appliances on my countertops.
Okay.
I like the black and the stainless steel together, and that when it shines after you clean
Yep.
it.
And then I got her a couple of shirts from church that she wanted. I got her a journal from church that she could write in. Just some little
Yeah.
little trinkets and little doodads.
Oh, that's
And
marvelous.
that's about it. So that was the big, Christmas was very quiet at the 9 compound. And then yesterday we took the tree down, we took Santa down, and we took the lights off the house, and we are back to normal.
Already you are.
Oh yeah, we
Wow.
don't play.
You're ahead of us with all that.
We don't play.
Yeah.
We don't play. It's 6:24 news time. Let's go to the news desk. And here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning, Evan. Well, police in Rockford, Illinois say Duke Webb, a 37-year-old Green Beret stationed at Elgin Air Force Base, went on a shooting spree inside a bowling alley on Saturday night.
We believe this is a completely random act, and there is no prior meeting or any kind of relationship between the suspect and any of the victims in this case.
Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea says Webb killed 3 men, wounded a 4th, and injured 2 teenagers who were picking up food at the Don Carter bowling lanes. He remains in custody. President Trump continues his holiday break at Mar-a-Lago today. Last night, the president signed a COVID relief bill and a larger spending bill that will keep the government from shutting down. Today, Congress will try to override his veto of the annual defense appropriation bill. Millions of people are taking Christmas vacations in Florida, something health experts cautioned against. On ABC's This Week, Surgeon General Vice Admiral Jerome Adams said those vacationing families need to take precautions when they get home.
Even if you traveled, it doesn't mean you just throw your hands up in the air and say, oh, well. There are measures that you can take, and the CDC, I'd like to remind people, recommends that 3 to 5 days after travel or after you've been around people without a mask on, you go out and get tested.
A 37-year-old male pedestrian struck a car on Christmas night, died from his injuries 3 hours later, Fort Pierce police said Saturday. Just after 5 p.m. Friday, a Toyota Yaris-driven Pedro Rivera, age 23, of Fort Pierce, was southbound on North 25th Street at the intersection of Avenue Q with a green light when Joseph Hoggabook walked out in front of the car as he attempted to cross, witnesses told police. Hoggabook walked against a do-not-cross warning, they said. Hoggabook was transported to Lawnwood Regional Medical Center, where he died from his injuries just before 8 p.m. Police said Rivera, who was the only person in the car, uninjured, remained at the scene. Fort Pierce Police Traffic Homicide and Crime Investigators conducted an investigation at the scene. No charges have been filed in the crash, but an investigation remains ongoing. A 7-year-old boy named Eli saved his baby sister's life when he jumped into her room through a window to rescue her from a fire that destroyed his family's home. It was a typical night at the Davidson household in New Tazewell, Tennessee on December 8th. Chris and Nicole Davidson fed their 3 children dinner, tucked them into bed, and were asleep by 8:30 p.m. Hours later, Nicole Davidson woke up to the smell of smoke. Within minutes, the family's home was up in flames, and 22-month-old Erin Davidson was trapped in her room. When the couple was able to grab their 2-year-old son Elijah and Eli, who has been fostered by the family for nearly a year, Erin's bedroom was surrounded by fire. The smoke and fire was so thick there was no way I could get to her, Chris Davidson told CNN. We went outside to get to her from the window, but there was nothing for me to stand on to reach up there, so I picked up Eli, who went through the window and was able to grab her from her crib. We couldn't be more proud of Eli, Davidson said. He did something a grown man would not do. And lastly, Tom Selleck is paying it forward, literally, this holiday season. Blue Bloods co-star Donnie Wahlberg posted a photo on Twitter of Selleck's bill from a New York restaurant last month that features a generous tip of $2,020. The note from Selleck reads, "I am honoring my friend Donnie Wahlberg's tip challenge with my sincere hope for a better 2020. Wahlberg started the year off himself with this $2,020 challenge. The Sixth Sense actor's wife, Jenny McCarthy, shared a picture of an IHOP receipt to Twitter on January 1st. The bill was for $78.46, but Wahlberg tipped $2,020, well above the recommended 15 to 20%. We have a new NFL theme music, sports. Evan, you surprised me very much with that. Very, very, very much. So woo! Woo!
And Merry Christmas to you, okay?
I was like, I didn't recognize that. And an NFL rundown of these scores from last night. Minnesota got dumped by New Orleans 52-33. Tampa Bay, what a win over Detroit, 47-7. Arizona gets beat by San Francisco, 20-12. Kansas City barely beating Atlanta, 17-14. The Jets, they take their second win, downing the Browns, 23-16. Pittsburgh wins 28-24 against Indianapolis. Let's see, we had Chicago beating the Jaguars, Baltimore beating the Giants, Cincinnati wins over Houston, Dallas over Philly, and Green Bay taking a win last night over the Tennessee Titans.
Wow, did you see that game last night? I
Wow,
watched
right?
a little of it.
Yeah.
I only watched like the first 10 or 15 minutes just because the snow. I was fascinated by how the heck they can play in that snowstorm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to think they've been doing it since the, late 1960s too, Evan, when
That's
they
crazy.
had I think what they called the Ice Bowl or the Freeze Bowl in the late 60s. You just wonder how they play in that and keep their hands even warm to throw a football.
Yeah.
It's 6:30, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
This will be another El Nino year, although a weaker one. So if you incurred roof damage in the last 2 years, Code Red Roofers is there to help you with all of your roofing needs. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond 24/7. And there are flexible payment options for metal, tile, shingle, or flat roofs. Code Red Roofers. Se habla español. Code Red Roofers, 844-4-CODE-RED. That's 844-4-CODE-RED.
.631 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. We're a blended show this morning on WSTU and WPSL. Welcome in, listeners. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we saw an accident this morning on I-95 northbound at mile marker 110, where the right and center lane being blocked by fire apparatus 2. The right and center lane, this is I-95 northbound, mile marker 110, so it looks like there is a little bit of backup this morning in that area. And there's your latest look at traffic. Well, we have 58 in Port St. Lucie and Beppu, Japan. It's 48. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, a few showers moving in from off the ocean. Temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, highs reaching the low to mid 70s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for isolated rainfall. Tonight, lows in the upper 50s and a couple of passing showers. Similar weather tomorrow, highs reaching the low to mid 70s with low rain chances and breezy southeast winds. Wednesday, warm and windy with highs climbing to the upper 70s. Even warmer for Thursday and Friday, highs reaching the low 80s with the chance for isolated showers and storms to end out the work week.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
To reopen the economy, a renaissance has begun in the world of investing. And if you're retired or within 10 years of retirement and your current advisor isn't prepared for the new corona economy, it could lead to costly mistakes you cannot afford to make at this point in your life. We're the Retirement Income Store, and our message is clear. It's time to stop crossing your fingers, hoping for growth in the stock market. There is another more conservative way to plan for income without all the risk, using interest and dividends. Call the Retirement Income Store today at 800-211-5872 for your free, no-obligation retirement income kit, including 5 educational tools. That's 800-211-5872. The Retirement Income Store, where retirees go for income. That's 800-211-5872.
The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over. What are you waiting for? Call the Slim Body Laser Spa in Stewart today and start losing inches today. That's right, lose belly fat, your double chin, flabby thighs, upper arm fat. Well, you get the picture. In a short series of laser-assisted weight loss treatments, you can lose inches of unwanted fat. Call 223-5885. The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over. Lose weight, feel great, and look fantastic with a little help from Dr. Fred J. Rizacker of Slim Body Laser Spa, East Ocean Boulevard in Stewart. And they're online. Visit their website, slimbodylaser.com. In a few short treatments, you'll see results. Lose 3, 6, even 9 inches of unwanted belly fat. The wait is over. Call today, 223-5885. That's 223-5885. The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
6:34 on the Get Up and Go show, and normally at this time, Bonnie, we do viral videos, but our show prep company that we normally use is on vacation, so I thought I'd talk about our guest that's going to be here this Friday, who we have had on our show prep. She had a viral video out. She's a school teacher by the name of Emma Ginder. Emma Ginder, and she teaches virtually, and she thought it would be funny to get a whoopee cushion and make a tooting sound to her kids.
During class,
and this video has gone viral. So let's listen into this.
Most of us are here, so if you want to pull out your Journeys book.
Oh,
she lost it. When
what was that?
That's the kid.
What was that? I think she farted.
These kids are laughing so hard. That was a big one. So anyway, we're gonna have her on the program this Thursday for the end of the year.
Yeah, and she really knew the way to get her students' attention. See, she's doing this Zoom thing.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about this video is watching it and watching every single kid in that go from kid to kid to kid in the Zoom video. And,
I know.
And look at their reactions.
It's hilarious.
And the laughter of the little kids.
It's hilarious, and she's going to see if she can actually get one of the kids on with us as well. So we have a phone call right now. Let's see if I can mash this button, and let's see if I can get it to work. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Good morning.
Isn't it amazing how some noise like that could make somebody like this laugh and grin, and the kids are just going ballistic? That's an awesome.
It really is, and I mean, I really give a lot of props, Jeff, to Emma, the school teacher, because it's very challenging in these times right now, and you have to do something to lighten the load. So she does a whoopee cushion sound, and the kids just lost it completely.
And
I think that's the.
Go ahead,
Red Bonnie.
Oh, I was going to say, if you want people to practice that social distancing, you should carry a whoopee cushion around with you everywhere you go.
That's an automatic whoopee distance clearing device.
I mean, I carry one with me at the moment's notice. I can do it at any time. See, I can do it like that, and I can do it right there.
Yeah, some people
do. I always said you're talented when you can fart on command.
Yeah.
And
Sound like you're in a construction zone there, Jeff.
Evan's very talented, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I could go stand in the other room and I could, just like that, just like the teacher can.
Can you cry on demand, too? Can you?
Hey, it's welcome to have you back, dude. I missed you all week last week.
Aw, well, thank you. You know, I hope you listened into our sister station.
I did. I listened to your sister station, but they never let Bonnie talk. Oh, excuse me. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, no. You just threw G and Ray under the bus.
No, I talked there from time to time, and, you know, I didn't want to take over the whole show, so therefore I think I talked enough.
Yeah, you know Bonnie, she's the almighty goddess of radio, so once you give her a microphone, she'll take charge, and she'll be large in charge, and that's it. The show goes to heck in a handbag.
No, but
she'll whip everybody into shape.
There you go. There you go. Hey, how was your Christmas, Jeff?
It was just wonderful. It was
it?
Quiet. It was laid back.
Okay. Did you get everything you wanted?
Well, I got everything everybody else wanted.
Oh.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I got
of course.
Okay,
which is peace, love, and happiness.
So did you have package envy at your house on Christmas morning? They were envying your packages?
Well, actually, they were pretty happy with what I got them. It was like a significant other got a sapphire ring and with the diamond, not the diamonds.
Oh, look at you go! Look at you go! You're going pimping. Wow. Okay.
She was happy. No, it was not so much bling because she's not a bling person.
Okay.
But that's why it's so hard to buy for her. But I hit on this one. Oof. Out of 10, I usually get about one right. I got this one right. Thank God.
Wow. So you nailed. You got a grand slam on that one.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Very good. Attaboy.
Been with somebody for almost 18 years. You sort of get. Hey, I fell for one last year, and I'll never fall for this one again.
Okay.
Let's buy a big TV, and we'll just use that for both our Christmas presents. Okay, that's fine. So I didn't get anything because, that was supposed to be our TV, right? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man. Here. Well, you needed pants, so I got you pants. Well, you weren't supposed to buy me anything. I mean, now it's making me feel bad. I don't have anything to give you because we got the TV, but you know what I mean.
That's exactly, you know what, that's exactly what we did, too, because we agreed to get each other the big ticket items, but before we did that, you see, I bought him a couple of smaller things, like maybe like the readers that he needed and some chocolate. So on Christmas morning, he's opening this up. You weren't supposed to get me anything. We got each other.
I know you guys, girls do that to us. I think you do it. I don't know why you guys do that to us. It just, it just like makes you feel bad. I know he must be feeling,
I got some pretty cool stuff
crap.
I got some pretty cool stuff for Christmas from my wife, I will say. She bought me something I wanted last minute. I found it on Amazon. I have a home radio studio, so I needed a boom mic stand, and it came along with this 24 karat gold plated microphone and windscreen. And
whoa, you talk about pimping. Oh, my gosh. Now, that's being up there in the score, isn't it?
Well, wait a minute. Bonnie, I'll show you a picture of it. Let me see if
Okay.
I have it. I don't know if I have it here. Yeah, I do. Here
This
it
is like gold-plated or crystal-plated?
It's hard to see behind the windscreen.
Okay.
But there it is right there. See
Ooh,
that?
yeah, impressive.
Yeah.
Where did Rachel find that?
We found that on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I got.
What brand is it?
I don't know, but I just know that it works. But I learned something, and you're a music guy, so I learned something about this, that I plugged it in to my Mackie soundboard, and it wouldn't work. But when I plugged it into the computer, it worked. So I'm thinking, okay, I thought it was the XLR cable at first. It wasn't the XLR. So I changed it out, and I'm thinking, all right, on the back of my Mackie board, there's a little button I turned on that's called Phantom Power.
Yep.
And sure enough, the minute I turned on the Phantom Power, boom, the
worked.
microphone came right on.
I was
just
just going
like
to
that.
tell you, down, up around some of them volume knobs, there should be the Phantom Power button. So
Yep.
got to get that one up.
Yep. So Phantom Power it was, made all the adjustments, and recorded a couple of commercials in my studio over the weekend for some of my clients. And, wow, I love that thing.
So even better than it looks, it's a good sounding mic.
Oh, that sounds
It's
really good.
powerful.
I almost was going to bring it in here and hook it up.
Wow.
But I'm thinking, no, I don't want to tick anybody off.
You should bring it in just to show me. I would like to see this microphone.
I'll see if I can. Maybe I'll take a better picture of
Yeah,
it.
I'd like to see Mike in person.
Mr. Mike, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. I actually.
Well, they're not cheap anymore. You
No.
you can get something for $100, but you can't get nothing for $100.
No,
That's
not at all.
top
Not at all.
notch.
So that
I
was
mean,
like.
you might go to Shore and get that SM58, but that's not good that's good for singing, but it's not good for broadcast.
Right, exactly.
Not quite-
Usually the
not quite
standard
enough.
the standard in the industries are like the EV-RE20s, the EV-RE27s or the RE20s, or we have a couple
Electro
of Shure.
voice.
Yeah, we have a couple of Shure microphones here in studio as well. But the microphone was my big present. Then I got a couple of other things as well. I got this really kind of neat device that you can suck out the lint in the dryer, which that just drives me crazy that I couldn't get at it. So the wife got me a little gadget that does that.
So you don't have to pick the lint out of your dryer thing by
well,
hand?
you take the screen out, but still down in there of the doldrums of the dryer.
Oh, I see.
You can't get at it. So she got me this device. It's got this long tube, and you stick it down in there, and
Wow.
you can suck out
Sucks
the lint.
it all out. Can you hear the sucking,
Yeah,
the
the
sucking
first time
power
you
going
use it,
on?
watch
And
how much junk comes out of there.
Oh, I already
you'll
did.
be amazed.
I already did. Believe me, I already did.
Oh boy, you probably would like, God, is this ever going to stop?
And I also got some sleep spray, which is some all-natural stuff that you spray on your pillow when you go to bed at night.
Does it smell like lavender?
Yes, it does. And you know what's really strange? I went to bed at like 8 o'clock last night, and I slept all the way through till 3:45 this morning. And I've never done that before.
That's truly amazing. See, it must
Well,
be
that
that
is
great
amazing.
break that you took.
I was happy.
Yeah.
I was very, and then a couple of other, little gadgets and gizmos. But
So
that's
you're
about
well
it.
rested with a lot of nice,
Yeah.
brand new stuff.
Yeah,
that
I'm
you
on
got.
I'm on my Nutrisystem diet again, so I'm
Yeah.
on week number 2.
Feeling
Lost
good.
a few pounds last week.
And going to Dr. Tread.
Going to Dr. Tread at the Slim Body Laser Spa. I'm going to be a guest on his show tomorrow.
Yeah.
To talk about my first week experience. So I'm doing good overall. It's been a good week off, I will say, Jeff.
You go anywhere on your vacation or no?
I just stayed at home and vegetated.
There you go.
That's
Ain't
it.
nothing wrong with that.
No need to go anywhere at all.
Sometimes
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it. Then you
Yeah.
get things
Hey,
done.
when you live in heaven, where are you supposed to go? You know,
you
just like
you just relax.
so beautiful down here. It's just unbelievable.
It is.
I mean,
It is. It truly is.
The last few days, you couldn't even improve them anyway.
I
mean,
know.
it was just perfect.
Totally agree with you. Hey, Jeff, thank you so much for calling, man. God bless you
No
and your
problem.
better
Good
half.
to have you back, big guy. Bonnie, it was a pleasure.
Okay,
We will
Jeff.
talk to you guys later.
Keep on trucking down the road and keep on using that golf puck, as they call it. There you go.
And he's gone.
And he's gone, just like that. It is 6:45 news time once again. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A spokesman for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has deactivated his Twitter account after he posted a tweet that photos of that photos of each dead COVID-19 victim should be balanced with 99 photos of people who survived the disease. According to screenshots captured by a Miami Herald reporter and reporter for WRLRN, Fred Piccolo tweeted Wednesday in response to a photo gallery on COVID-19 victims and healthcare workers, "I'm wondering, since 99% of COVID patients survive, shouldn't you have 99 photos of survivors for every one fatality? Otherwise, you're just trying to create a narrative that is not reality." The tweet has since been deleted. In the past, Piccolo has questioned the effectiveness of face mask mandates and has said that COVID-19 is less deadly than the flu. Piccolo told the South Florida Sun-Sentinel on Wednesday he had already planned to leave the social media site. Daniel Ufelder, an attorney who has filed a lawsuit against DeSantis in March trying to force beaches to close and a statewide shutdown, called Piccolo's comments disgusting. He's responsible for the communication message of the governor, Ufelder said, and he's mocking or downplaying the deaths. "It's just inexcusable. I don't know how you justify that." President Trump continues his holiday break at Mar-a-Lago today. Last night, the president signed a COVID relief bill and a larger spending bill that will keep the government from shutting down. Today, Congress will try to override his veto of the annual defense appropriation bill. Millions of people are taking Christmas vacations in Florida, something health experts cautioned against. On ABC's This Week, Surgeon General Vice Admiral Jerome Adams said those vacationing families need to take precautions when they get home.
Even if you traveled, it doesn't mean you just throw your hands up in the air and say, oh, well. There are measures that you can take, and the CDC, I'd like to remind people, recommends that 3 to 5 days after travel or after you've been around people without a mask on, you go out and get tested.
A 37-year-old male pedestrian struck by a car on Christmas night died from his injuries, and 3 hours later, Fort Pierce police said Saturday. Just after 5 p.m. Friday, a Toyota Yaris driven by Pedro Rivera, age 23, of Fort Pierce, was southbound on North 25th Street at the intersection of Avenue Q with a green light when Joseph Hagebook walked out in front of the car as he attempted to cross, witnesses told police. Hagebook walked against a do not cross warning, they said. Hagebook was transported to Lawnwood Regional Medical Center, where he died from his injuries just before 8 p.m., police said. Rivera, who was the only person in the car uninjured, remained at the scene. Fort Pierce Police traffic homicide and crime scene investigators conducted an investigation at the scene. No charges have been filed in the crash, but the investigation remains ongoing. Lastly, year after year, gift cards continue to be among the most popular holiday gifts, and 2020 was no exception. Gift cards were the second most popular gift for 49% of consumers surveyed, who said they plan to purchase between 3 and 4 gift cards, according to the National Retail Federation's annual holiday survey. Total holiday spending on gift cards were expected to reach $27.5 billion, the Federation said, noting consumers were spending $163 on average. But whether consumers will redeem their plastic cards or digital codes is another matter. According to a Bankrate.com survey, U.S. adults have more than $20 billion in unused gift cards and other cards like airline vouchers. The survey found that 25% of adults have left a gift card expire at some point, 22% have lost a gift card, and 57% have held onto an unused gift card or store credit for more than a year. The Bears scored 28 straight points to start the second half as they hammered the Jaguars 41-17 in Jacksonville. The Jags fall to 1-14 and combined with the Jets' win clinched the number 1 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. But head coach Doug Marrone isn't worrying about that right now.
You know, I'm trying to win football games with the guys that we have. So that's my job. That's what I'm working on. I can't really give you a need or anything like that. That's not my my role.
Our news time is 6:51. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
The first time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 five-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored. And then the tears came.
Hi, this is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years, voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our third location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard next to Publix. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
This one, a priest and a rabbi come into this radio station. Really, it's a priest and a rabbi. Right here, Friday mornings beginning at 9. Here on WSTU, AM 1450. Bring your questions and join their lively conversation with Father Christian from St. Mary's Episcopal Church and Rabbi Matt Durbin from the Temple Beit Hayim. It's a priest and a rabbi. Friday mornings at 9 here on WSTU.
6:52 the time right now. The Get Up and Go show. We're a blended show this morning. WPSL, WSTU. Time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, there is an accident down by Jupiter. This is on I-95 northbound at Indiantown Road with some roadblock in the northbound direction. And also, we're looking at the accident on I-95 northbound at mile marker 110 this morning in the Stewart area where the right and center lane have been blocked by fire rescue. And there's your latest look at traffic. It's 62 and cloudy in Stewart, and it's 43 with clouds in Detroit, Michigan this morning. Here's our weather at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, a few showers moving in from off the ocean. Temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, highs reaching the low to mid 70s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for isolated rainfall. Tonight, lows in the upper 50s and a couple of passing showers. Similar weather tomorrow, highs reaching the low to mid 70s with low rain chances and breezy southeast winds. Wednesday, warm and windy with highs climbing to the upper 70s. Even warmer for Thursday and Friday, highs reaching the low 80s with the chance for isolated showers and storms to end out the work week.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Real estate is hot. Now's a great time to find your dream home. I am Eileen Simons, realtor with eXp Realty. Join me for My Dream Home every Monday morning at 10 a.m. on WPSL and WSTU. We'll talk about real estate, interview guest experts, have featured listings, and a featured community each week. That's My Dream Home radio show, Mondays at 10 on both WPSL and WSTU, and Alexa and Google Home on TuneIn.
Hi, I'm Chris Hodgins with My Florida Insurance Broker, and I'm here today with my daughter, Sage.
Hello.
Sage, why don't you tell everybody what kind of insurance we do?
Home insurance, car insurance, life insurance, and flood insurance.
If you've had a rate hike or 2 or 5, hopefully not 10, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Sage, what's our number?
772-617-6777.
What's the name of our company again?
My Florida Insurance Broker.
Experience Heathcote Botanical Gardens in Fort Pierce in a whole new light at the 6th Annual Garden of Lights. Be dazzled by thousands of lights crafted in whimsical garden designs. This is an outdoor event and masks are required. There will be refreshments and a holiday photo op with Heathcote the Bear. The evening event kicks off Thanksgiving weekend and runs through New Year's. For tickets and more information, visit heathcotebotanicalgardens.org.
Some winter chores you should be doing in the garden right now. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Smart shoppers will tell you they found it on HighBid.com. HighBid.com lets you explore thousands of auctions across the U.S. and around the world. You'll find gold coins, sporting goods, classic cars, collectible toys, fine jewelry, household items, and sports memorabilia autographed by the greats. HighBid.com has hundreds of thousands of items for sale every day. It's easy to search, and it's easy to find auctions in your area. Just go to HighBid.com. That's HIBID.com. And see what everyone is talking about.
For generations, we've worked the land. We've faced hardships and uncertainty before. But you can depend on Florida's farmers. We will continue to rise before dawn and harvest our crops, ensuring that Florida-grown fruits and vegetables are in your stores and that your family is fed. We are providers for our families and yours. We're Florida's partners, and we're in this together.
Southeast AgNet is social. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, where you can be sure to find all of the agriculture news for the Southeast.
There's a lot going on under the soil when the temperatures cool down and in some parts of the country freezes. While nature has its own way of coping with the cold, dark months, here are some winter chores to do. Be sure to mulch perennials. Each species handles cold differently. Add a 6-inch thick layer of chopped leaves, straw, or other mulch around your perennials once the ground has frozen. This will help even out the soil temperature, especially if your area doesn't always have snow covering the ground throughout winter. Continue to water annuals until frost kills them. If your annuals are in containers, move them into a garage or other protected space when temperatures are forecast to dip into the 40s overnight. For both evergreen and deciduous species, one of the most important things is to give them plenty of water before the ground freezes. And don't forget to bundle up your roses. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Coming in 2022, Harrison Ford will star in the 5th and final Indiana Jones movie. Here are potential titles. Indiana Jones and the Dentures of Doom. Watch as he makes his way through a bowl of oatmeal. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Assisted Living. Raiders of the Last Medicine Cabinet. He's not trying to procure ancient artifacts. He is an ancient artifact. Indiana Jones and the Search for Prune Juice. Indiana Jones and the Early Bird Special. Or Indiana Jones and the Kids That Won't Get Off His Lawn. The 5th and final sequel, probably going directly to Netflix. Check your Depends for showtimes.
Yeah, too, I was looking at Netflix last night, Evan, for free movies that you can get on Netflix. And Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was one of them that you can get on Netflix actually for free.
Okay.
I was surprised because it's like a really good movie everybody wants to see with a lot of action and a classic at that.
Very nice, very nice. We're a blended show this morning, by the way, if you're just tuning into WPSL and you're wondering where G and Ray are. They're on vacation all this week and next week, so you'll be putting up with our antics from WSTU, our morning show, the Get Up and Go show. And you can peek into our live cameras. That's right, we have a live video feed. Go to facebook.com/WSTU Morning Show, and you will see us live on camera. And speaking of, we're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station, and we're WPSL Port St. Lucie. It's 7 a.m. Here comes the news.
Here comes the news. The checks are coming. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump, after complaining about what's in it, signs a federal spending bill including more coronavirus financial relief.
Relief is on the way for millions of Americans. President Trump has signed the latest coronavirus stimulus package, ending a political fight that saw both Republicans and Democrats become allied against him. The commander-in-chief had previously refused to sign the bill until the direct payments were increased from $600 to $2,000. But again, the president reversed course and has now signed the coronavirus relief bill.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has a vote scheduled today on a bill increasing those checks to $2,000.
There's also another vote on a defense spending bill.
President Trump has returned the National Defense Authorization Act, an annual defense policy bill, to the U.S. House. Writing in a veto message, the bill is a gift to China and Russia. The House will vote to override that veto today. It will require a two-thirds majority, a margin it had when it was approved by the chamber earlier this month. The Republican lawmakers who supported the measure may not vote to defy President Trump's veto. If the House does vote to override, the Senate will vote tomorrow, again with a two-thirds majority required. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
We know who blew up an RV in downtown Nashville Christmas morning, still not why he did it.
Authorities confirming the suspect in this case, Anthony Warner, was killed in that RV explosion, and they also say they've been able to positively match his DNA to those human remains that were found at that massive explosion site. Police say this initially kicked off after they recovered a vehicle identification number from the site of that explosion and used that to find a vehicle that was registered to the 63-year-old suspect. Once they knew a name, officials say they were able to positively identify Warner by comparing those remains to his personal belongings and to the DNA of relatives.
That's Fox's Charles Watson. America's listening to Fox News.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move, with the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Newsmax TV is the biggest thing on cable news, with shows including Dick Morris, Rudy Giuliani, Michelle Malkin, Diamond and Silk, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, and more. Every night, watch Newsmax's #1 show, Greg Kelly Reports. Greg Kelly tells you the truth about Trump. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your guide or tell your operator you want Newsmax. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax TV. And download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. It's free, so get Newsmax TV anytime, anywhere.
More than 333,000 coronavirus deaths are now reported in the United States, according to the Johns Hopkins University count. Nearly 119,000 Americans are currently hospitalized with it, according to the COVID Tracking Project. It's now been 26 straight days that number's been over 100,000. Another skier is dead in Colorado, the fourth in just over a week.
The avalanche buried a man who was skiing near Berthoud Pass on Saturday in an area known as Chimney Chute. Search team members found a pair of goggles before finding a skier in the snow. This after 3 other skiers died earlier this month. A pair of men in their 50s, both described as experienced backcountry skiers, died in an avalanche near Ophir Pass in the San Juan Mountains on December 19th. The day before, another skier died near Ohio Pass, west of the Crested Butte Ski Resort. Experts say the snowpack is the weakest it has been since 2012, leading to an enhanced risk for avalanches. Rob Dawson, Fox News.
An actress convicted of taking part in a college admissions scam is due to get out of prison today.
Lori Loughlin has been serving her 2-month prison sentence at the Federal Correctional Institute in Dublin, California. She and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, admitted in May to paying $500,000 to get their daughters into USC as crew recruits, even though neither girl rode crew. TMZ reports Loughlin wasn't able to have prison visitors because of COVID restrictions, but was able to email her daughters and other family members, just not her husband. He reported to prison last month to serve his 5-month sentence. Giannulli also must pay a $250,000 fine, have 2 years of supervised release, and do 250 hours of community service. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
A women's rights activist in Saudi Arabia is sentenced to nearly 6 years in prison by an anti-terrorism court. Lujain Al-Hathul has been in custody since her arrest in May of 2018. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
The Florida Department of Health in Martin County urges everyone to stay safe and healthy this holiday season. Prevent the spread of COVID-19 by avoiding the 3 C's: closed spaces, crowded places, and close contact. Protect yourself and others by wearing a mask, social distancing, and washing your hands. And please, stay home if you're sick so you don't share your germs with others. Learn more at martincountyhealth.com.
Are you looking for your dream home on the Treasure Coast? I am Eileen Simons, a licensed realtor with eXp Realty. My team and I can help you find your dream home. I bring 20-plus years experience in the residential real estate market, helping both buyers and sellers achieve their dreams. Call me at 772-200-5105 or visit our website at mydreamhomeusa.com.
No hype, just facts. I'm Casey, and I invite you to tune into the Casey Ingram Show every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Hear from community leaders, learn about some of our great local nonprofit organizations, get the latest updates from our elected officials, and meet the candidates. Even rock and roll legends have joined the show from time to time. I'm conservative, but not divisive, bringing you the talk of the community. It's a fun and interesting hour beginning at 5 p.m. every Tuesday on WSTU AM 1450 and Facebook Live at The Casey Ingram Show.
Coming to you live from Seward, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
.707 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie.
Why do you have to be right?
Well, because I'm always right.
What are you so angry about?
I'm not angry. I'm just having a good time.
You are drunk at a tissue level.
I don't know about drunk at a tissue level, but I'm feeling real good this morning.
What's drunk at a tissue level?
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know what that means.
Couldn't tell you.
Dr. Phil, what are you saying?
I have no idea. No idea at all whatsoever.
Must have been him talking down to somebody again on the Dr. Phil show.
Yeah, definitely so. Now, hopefully, I did this right. Let me see if I this is a new phone system. So I hung up on this person earlier. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Good morning.
Good morning.
There she is. So this, yes, there she is. This is my high school friend. I went to high school. I went to high school with this girl way back in like 1970, 76, 77, 78.
So it's a girl you haven't seen in like 80 or 90 years?
Well, it's like forever, and she's calling us from Italy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
she's
good morning.
Calling us all the way from Italy.
Good morning. Buongiorno.
Yeah, buongiorno to you too, Sue. How you doing? Long time no talk. Oh, my gosh.
Right. I saw you live, and I was like, I got to say hi to Evan 9.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. How's life in Italy?
How what?
How is life in Italy?
Oh, it's fantastic. I love living here.
Do
I
you?
absolutely love it.
I wondered this morning when Evan said you were there, I wondered if you were visiting or if you actually lived there.
Well, I bought a house here a couple years ago, and I have been going back and forth for a few years. But when I came here in August, I had a quarantine for 2 weeks, and I realized I really didn't have to go back. So
wow.
I stayed.
So you've been in Italy just recently, since August.
Correct.
Wow. What brought you to Italy of all places?
What brought me to Italy? Well, I stayed here in 2013. My aunt and uncle have a place about an hour from here.
Uh-huh.
And I was a city commissioner in Lake Worth for 4 years. And
Trust me, I remember you from back in the day being the city commissioner.
Yeah, I did that. And then I came on a commissioner, I went on a commissioner rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need rehab after being one?
Yeah, I needed a commissioner rehab. So I went to rehab here stayed in Italy for 6 weeks. And then I went to Romania, where my mother was from. And then an idea came to me to go back to the Florida and start a business in the plant business that my dad was in. So I did that.
Wow.
What kind of plants? Like a marijuana plant?
No, not marijuana.
They weren't marijuana plants. They were, although I have tried to grow them.
Okay.
At least she admits it.
Well, now
admittedly.
we're shocking our sister station listening audience this morning. Okay.
I don't know. More people seem to be doing it now. It's become more, I don't know,
recreational.
seeming recreational and legal. I don't know.
Medicinal too.
There you
it's
go.
Actually medicinal.
Very
so
true.
How is life in Italy with COVID? What's going on over there with COVID?
Okay. So we're actually in the lockdown right now.
Oh, no.
Yep, I've been in lockdown. So unless you're working, like driving to work or needing to go to the food store, you're in where we can't. There's no restaurants open right now. I think the 6th it ends on the 6th of January.
Okay.
And if you look at COVID Italy, you'll notice that we're under 10,000 cases now for the whole country of 60+ million people. And people respect, for the most part, I mean, we respect the laws. I mean, it's scientifically shown that we get to see the evidence of the lockdown. We get to see the results.
Like in Italy, will they arrest you? Like if you're seen outside caught not wearing a mask or something?
I don't know. I know that I only read some of the news in Italian. I'm still learning.
Buongiorno.
Girl, you better learn. You got to learn the laws there.
Yeah. Parlo Italiano, tutti Italiano.
Right.
Studio every day. I study Italian every day. I've actually 100 days today on Duolingo of studying Italian.
Okay, very good.
Impressive.
Okay, all right. So COVID is not all that bad over where you are. It's just they're keeping people in lockdown to stop the spread is why they're doing that, right?
That's correct. That is correct. And it's, they set up these, on Christmas, for example, Christmas and New Year's, the whole country is in red zone, meaning you're not allowed to leave your neighborhood. And I live in a community of 300 people, so it means you're not leaving. You have to stay where you are.
How do you get your groceries then?
Well, there's a little store in Negozio here that's about a 2-minute walk. I live in a village that's from the Roman times, actually. So, when it's in red zone, which we were in much of November, I would just walk to this little store and buy what I needed. And it's a very different mentality than in the U.S. in the sense that, there might be one delivery of cheese a week. So, when I would have my Costco mentality is buy the whole thing.
It better be like a big block like that government cheese we used to get. Like a block that'll last you a year.
Exactly. And it's like, I think, I got to buy a lot. And then I realized if I buy the whole thing, then there's nobody else for the people in this community.
So you got to supplement a little bit and think of others too, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly others. It's a very different, for me, it's a mindset of community. And we think about the community as much as we think about ourselves.
Wow.
So
that's amazing. What about cost of living over there in Italy? Like, let's say, what does a gallon of milk or a gallon of gas go for, equivalent to U.S.
gas
dollars?
Is more money. I think I pay like 1.5 what's 1.5 euros per liter, and which is close to maybe it's like about $8 a gallon.
Oh my! Whoa!
Yeah. Wow, that's expensive.
Holy schmoly!
Milk.
Yeah, but
that's milk or gas?
Yeah, you just don't drive as much. Like it's a month, maybe once a month I fill up my car.
Okay.
And then milk is much less expensive. I mean, we don't buy gallons here. I don't even think you can buy a gallon at one time, like in a gallon jug. It comes in like liters, 1 liter, half a liter. Yeah, you don't buy. I haven't. It wouldn't fit in my fridge. Let me put it that way.
So that was kind of culture shock to you when you went to the grocery store for the first time and needed a gallon of milk.
Yeah, like what is this?
What is this?
Actually, the culture shock happened to me when I was 16 and went to Romania with my mother. So that was my culture shock. Like as a 16-year-old high school girl on the tennis team and going to my mother's home village, and it's like, Mom, I want to wash my hair.
Okay.
And oh yes, honey, sure. We had to go out to the well and get the water.
Oh, wow.
Heat the water up in the kitchen, and then bring it to the bathroom to wash my hair.
Wow. So I'm going to throw a name at you because you just brought up a subject, and you said on the tennis team. I remember you played tennis for Coral Springs High School, our high school, and I think you played basketball, if I'm not mistaken, also, right?
No, I think that was Melissa Clark.
Okay,
that
all right.
I played basketball.
How about here's a throwback name for tennis, Cammie Davies.
Yeah, absolutely. She's one of my Facebook friends.
Wow, I'll have to look her up and friend request
her. Yeah, look her up. Yep.
Now, what about, remember Miss Wade, Jill Wade?
Jill Wade. I don't remember Jill Wade. Who is she?
She was a secretary in the office, Miss Wade.
Okay.
That was Mr. Prophet's secretary.
How big
Mr.
of a
Prophet? I remember Miss Weiss. I think her name was Rita Weiss. She was the guidance counselor.
Right.
I remember her.
Right. Miss Antuna was the dean.
Antuna?
Yeah, she was she was like the Gestapo, believe it or not.
Do they call her Miss Antenna?
No.
How big of a high school were you guys in?
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah.
It was big.
It was big. We were my class was the first graduating class. I graduated in 78, and I think Sue graduated in 79 or 80, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sue is the age of my youngest brother, and how did you have 600 maybe graduates from your class?
160, yeah. 660 graduates. Gina Brangaccio.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember her, but
yes.
she I stay in touch with her on Facebook. So a long time ago.
Well, in order for me to see your friends, you have to accept my friend request, so make sure and do that. Definitely.
I'm happy to do that. Absolutely.
Definitely.
I don't know how you showed up this morning when I was on Facebook and it said Evan 9 is live. I was like, wow, it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah. Been doing this for the last year, Sue.
Really, Suzanne. Just so you know, I don't know where I ever picked up Sue, but I go by Suzanne.
I'm sorry, I have to be proper.
That's
Suzanne.
okay.
Hey,
It's
Suzanne,
all right.
before you hang up, what part of Italy are you in? Are you north or south?
North. I'm just about a half an hour from Lugano.
Okay.
Northern, near Lake Como in Lake Lugano.
You're from where my ancestors are from. Do you know any Bucaneros up that way?
Bucaneros. What are Bucaneros?
Well, that's her last name.
My last name.
That's your last name.
Yep, and it's where.
No, I don't know any.
Where my ancestors. Yeah.
Italian citizenship, I could help you with that. I have Romanian citizenship.
Wow. When you were in Romania, did you visit any sort of castle? Isn't Dracula from that way?
Dracula's castle. Yeah, I did a work exchange for a hostel in 2013, the Umbrella Hostel.
Suzanne, tell me if this sounds a little familiar. There you go.
Yes.
Right? A little Tarantella for you.
How festive.
I thought I'd put that on there for you for a second. Well, I can't thank you.
Yeah, my aunt tells me I have some gypsy in me.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, I can't thank you enough for calling in, giving us an update about what's going on in COVID and kind of catching up over the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Absolutely fabulous. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you both. Thank you so much.
Well, you're more than welcome, and you're welcome to call the program anytime your little heart desires.
Oh, thank you. And if you have anything, you want any updates, I'm happy to share them with you.
And I will message you through Facebook, and we'll have you on. We have another good friend of ours that's over in
Tennessee or Kentucky.
We have people all over the country.
England.
In England, we have a guy by the name of Mark who calls in from time to time from England. We're going to be speaking with a good friend of mine from Israel next week. They are journalists in Israel, and they're going to be on the program as well.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, if I have any interesting news, I'm happy to share it. And if you hear of anything you want to know about, feel free to ring me too.
Hey, listen, Suzanne Mulvihill is now our brand new Italian correspondent from Italy. So we'll get news information from Suzanne. Suzanne, thank you so much for calling.
My pleasure. Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Have a great day.
Okay.
That was pretty cool, huh?
What a nice, bubbly personality
yeah,
she has.
she's awesome.
I quite liked her.
She was like that in high school.
I wouldn't mind meeting Suzanne.
She's a great person. She really is.
She'll probably come over here since she has ties to Florida still. So, maybe she'll come visit the morning show one time.
She's a former commissioner from the city of Lake Worth as well.
Yeah.
So she definitely, knows her stuff without a doubt. 7:20 right now. It's news time on a blended morning show, WSTU and WPSL. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A second round of stimulus payments was included in a coronavirus relief package signed by President Donald Trump on Sunday night. The deal provides for $600 checks, but experts say it will take at least 2 weeks for the Treasury to get cash into individuals' bank accounts after legislation is signed. The timing could be more challenging this time, but the IRS could likely begin to get the money out in January, said Howard Gleckman, a senior fellow at the Urban Bookings Tax Policy Center. Germany and Hungary began administering their first coronavirus vaccine shots on Saturday, only hours after receiving their first shipments, upsetting the European Union's plans for a coordinated rollout on Sunday across the bloc's 27 nations. The nations acted as the number of reported COVID-19 cases worldwide topped 80 million. Saturday data compiled by Johns Hopkins University counted 472,000 new cases on Christmas Day. COVID-19 has killed more than 1.75 million people worldwide. The United States is by far the leader among nations in cases of coronavirus illness, reporting nearly 18.8 million Saturday. India follows with 10.2 million. Brazil has counted 7.45 million. There have been more than 330,000 deaths in the U.S., 190,000 in Brazil, and 147,000 in India. Police in Rockford, Illinois say Duke Webb, a 37-year-old Green Beret stationed at Elgin Air Force Base, went on a shopping spree inside a bowling alley on Saturday night. Went on a shooting spree, rather, inside a bowling alley on Saturday night.
We believe this is a completely random act, and there is no prior meeting or any kind of relationship between the suspect and any of the victims in this case.
Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea says Webb killed 3 men, wounded a 4th, and injured 2 teenagers who were picking up food at the Don Carter bowling lanes. He remains in custody. A cookie competition between 2 dads turned into a heartwarming effort that has resulted in over 18,000 cookies being delivered to essential workers across Pennsylvania. The effort, now known as Cookies for Caregivers, began in April when Scott McKenzie was furloughed from his job as an athletic director in Huntington because of the coronavirus pandemic. The cookies were delicious. Proud of his newest talent, McKenzie shared photos of his dessert on Facebook. Now that caught the attention of his longtime friend, Jeremy Urich, who had also taken to baking cookies with his 2 sons during the pandemic. The competitor in Jeremy said to the competitor in Scott, "I bet my cookies are better than yours." And heck, that's all it took, McKenzie said. And so the bake-off began. The pair, ready to bake dozens upon dozens of cookies, decided to donate the treats to frontline workers, including nurses, firefighters, local grocery store employees. Baked dozens upon dozens of cookies. They decided to donate the treats to those frontline workers. And lastly, year after year, gift cards continue to be among the most popular holiday gifts, and 2020 was no exception. Gift cards were the second most popular gift for 49% of consumers surveyed who said they plan to purchase between 3 and 4 gift cards, according to the National Retail Federation's annual holiday survey. Total holiday spending on gift cards was expected to reach $27.5 billion, the Federation said, noting consumers were spending, on average, $163. Phil Niekro, who rode his knuckleball to 318 wins and a spot in the Baseball Hall of Fame, has died at 81 of cancer. The Hall said in an announcement Sunday that Niekro died overnight on Saturday. Niekro's signature pitch confounded major league hitters and led to 3,342 strikeouts, ranking 11th overall. Bill Niekro's knuckleball is like a butterfly with hiccups, Hall of Fame hitter Willie Stargell once said. Niekro played 21 of his 24 seasons with the Braves organization, starting in Milwaukee. He led the National League in 1967 with a 1.87 ERA in Atlanta and made the first of his 5 All-Star appearances in 1969 when he recorded 23 wins. Niekro said he had learned the knuckleball from his father. News time is 7:25. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
So if you incurred roof damage in the last 2 years, Code Red Roofers is there to help you with all of your roofing needs. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond 24/7. And there are flexible payment options for metal, tile, shingle, or flat roofs. Code Red Roofers, se habla español. Code Red Roofers, 844-4-CODE-RED. That's 844-4-CODE-RED.
7:26 on a blended show this morning, WSTU, WPSL. It's time for traffic and weather together, which is all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
We are seeing one accident right now, and this is to the south of us this morning. It's on I-95 northbound in Jupiter at Indiantown Road, and there is some traffic blockage in that northbound direction. Other areas, including the Palm City area, Port St. Lucie, on up to Fort Pierce, it's looking like a good ride thus far on this Monday morning. And there's your latest look at traffic. Little rain showers happening, too. It's a 59 in Port St. Lucie. In St. Andrews, Scotland, 32 degrees. Here's our weather at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, a few showers moving in from off the ocean. Temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, highs reaching the low to mid 70s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for isolated rainfall. Tonight, lows in the upper 50s and a couple of passing showers. Similar weather tomorrow, highs reaching the low to mid 70s with low rain chances and breezy southeast winds. Wednesday, warm and windy with highs climbing to the upper 70s. Even warmer for Thursday and Friday, highs reaching the low 80s with the chance for isolated showers and storms to end out the work week.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
For. Call the Slim Body Laser Spa in Stewart today and start losing inches today. That's right, lose belly fat, your double chin, flabby thighs, upper arm fat. Well, you get the picture. In a short series of laser-assisted weight loss treatments, you can lose inches of unwanted fat. Call 223-5885. The Slim Body Laser Spa. The wait is over. Lose weight, feel great, and look fantastic with a little help from Dr. Fred J. Rizacker of Slim Body Laser Spa, East Ocean Boulevard in Stewart. And they're online. Visit their website, slimbodylaser.com. In a few short treatments, you'll see results. Lose 3, 6, even 9 inches of unwanted belly fat. The wait is over. Call today, 223-5885. That's 223-5885. The Slim Body Laser Spa. The wait is over.
Have you been putting off opening your recent statement from your retirement account because you're afraid of what you might see? Watching your life savings evaporate in the stock market can be devastating, but it doesn't have to be that way. We're the Retirement Income Store, and our message is clear. It's time to stop crossing your fingers, hoping for growth in the stock market. There is another more conservative way to plan for income without all the risk, using interest and dividends. Call the Retirement Income Store today
at 800-211-5872
for your free, no-obligation retirement income kit, including 5 educational tools, plus David Scratton's best-selling book to help you transition from growth to income.
That's 800-211-5872.
The Retirement Income Store, where retirees go for income.
Call 800-211-5872.
Is your business open? Let your customers know on WPSL and WSTU. Fuel your reopening digitally on TuneIn Worldwide and Alexa in your office, car, or home.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email. WSTU morningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
3 out of 4 adults working in the United States are experiencing worker burnout. Here are some tips to help you during these difficult times. First, evaluate your options. Next, discuss specific concerns with your supervisor, like why I didn't get a raise this past year or last year. Yet the company seemed to do just fine and the CEO got his bonus. And what the hell happened to my PDF files? And it wouldn't hurt every once in a while to get a compliment. You're doing a great job, Lisa. Thanks for all the hard work, Lisa. But no. Well, I'm here to tell you worker burnout is friggin' real. Something's got to give because I'm about to lose my shipping labels. So try a relaxing activity. Get some exercise. Get some sleep. Try mindfulness. Screw it. Hand me the bottle of Jack.
You ever have worker burnout, Bonnie, at your other job?
Oh, yeah. I get it. You know, I think I was starting to get worker burnout before I took my vacation in October, in late October.
Okay.
I think everybody gets a little burnt out every once in a while.
Okay.
You too, Evan, a little bit?
You know, not really, to be honest with you, because I really, truly enjoy what I do, so I don't get burnout. Maybe, you know, just kind of need to take a couple of days and refuel the engines, so to speak.
I'm finding, too, that even though you like or love what you do, you know, if you're, like, I head out to 2 jobs and, you know, my days go consecutively and it seems like I'm always marching somewhere, even though I like it and I like to earn money.
We all like to earn money.
You tend to just get a little burnt out after maybe some repetitiveness I might want to add.
Well, something that never burns out is stupid news.
And now it's time for Stupid News.
It's so stupid and awesome.
Where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
Well, last couple of days of the year, and I've got some good stupid news. Like, what do you think would happen if we gave a bunch of kids with tummy aches minoxidil hair restore by accident?
A hair restorer.
Right.
Well, their hair would start growing long-haired hippies going to school, right?
Well, here's what happened. It happened in Spain, and the children basically turned into werewolves, sprouting hair all over their bodies.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm serious.
This actually isn't funny.
This is true. Pictures show
the
hair-covered skin of young kids who live in the city of Torrelavega, in the northern Spanish region of Cantabria. Now, local officials admitted the kids were mistakenly given minoxidil, a medication for hair growth, instead of omeprazole, used to treat gastric reflux, because the bottles were mislabeled. Oh, and by the way, this happened 2 years ago, but is only now being made public as furious parents say that despite corrective treatments, the hair keeps growing on the kids, and they're now demanding compensation.
It keeps on growing?
It's still growing.
Like, do they have, are you seeing any pictures? Do they have patchy or blotchy spots of hair?
No, they have hair on their backs. Kids have got hair on their backs.
Wow.
They look like little apes.
Well, you know, they
little monkeys
can stay warm that way. I looked it up, and it's 41 in Cantabria, Spain. A little bit on the chilly note.
Yeah.
So at least the kids are staying warm. So I wonder if you take and shave the hairy back. If
I don't know. It's worse than it grows back more.
Will grow back more with more hair growth.
So note to self, Bonnie, don't take minoxidil if you don't feel good.
Right.
You know?
Minoxidil, I don't know whatever you would use that for then.
Well, that's hair growing treatment. Minoxidil.
But if it's not supposed to grow the hair on your back, it's on your head,
it's a hair
right?
restorer
Yeah.
in general.
For guys to take if they have some
Well,
sort of
guys,
baldness
guys
going.
and girls. But apparently in kids, it grew the hair on their back.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, that's a scary thing.
Yeah. You know you're a good smuggler when police praise you for having, quote, creativity without limit. And that's what happened with a 30-year-old woman from Sao Paulo, Brazil. She got on a bus in Paraguay this weekend, headed back to Brazil, but the authorities got a tip she might be smuggling drugs, and they found that she was inside of her fake pregnant belly. The woman had hollowed out a watermelon, stuffed up her dress, and inside the watermelon were 4 bricks of cocaine. Cops were so impressed that they took several photos and praised the woman's, quote, creativity without limit on their Facebook page.
Oh, wow.
How about that one?
Yeah, how about them apples, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
Hollowing out a watermelon
and
putting cocaine in there and putting it under your dress to make you look like you're preggo.
I saw an episode of gypsies, like these gypsy thieves that went into stores, and a lady was she wore this big long dress that was hooped, like down to her legs. It went out as a hoop. But underneath they had a gadget where there was like a little tubing inside where there was a little entrapment area where she could stuff little goods in, like flashlights, maybe a VCR, and a little carry bag, actually, that was built in underneath her dress.
Wow. A 55-year-old guy named Tim Currier is the mayor of a 12,000-person town in Messina in upstate New York. He was the police chief for 2 decades before he was elected mayor 6 years ago. And this guy goes very hard. The county sheriff and U.S. Department of Homeland Security has been running an investigation on him for a while for selling drugs. And this past Tuesday last week, they made their move to arrest him. He took off in his car and got into a chase with the police through the town. And as he went through an intersection, he threw some of his crack out of the car window.
This is the mayor?
Yeah, the mayor.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Now, the police eventually got him to stop, and he was arrested on several charges, including possession of controlled substance, tampering with evidence, and failure to comply. He announced that he was taking a leave of absence from his job as the mayor to, quote, seek professional treatment.
I'm sure he's going to probably get a long leave of absence.
Yeah.
They might even let him go. Where was that, Evan?
That was in New York, small town in New York of about 12,000 people.
I see.
Okay. A bald Kentucky man caused a disturbance at a salon after he asked a worker if she, quote, had a product to bring his hair back, and she told him no.
What's that product those kids were growing their hair long in?
Minoxidil.
That's what they need.
Yeah.
He needs that. Then.
Guy's name is Jeffrey Trent. He's 46 years old. He was arrested late last week after allegedly causing a disturbance inside a salon in Lexington, Kentucky. The 6'3", 250-pound Trent walked into the Frame Clinic and Gallery around 10:40 in the morning and asked about product to bring his hair back. An employee at the salon, which also doubles as an art gallery and a frame shop, told Trent that no such magic potion was available. At this point, Trent became very belligerent and created a massive disturbance inside the business. He was subsequently arrested on a misdemeanor disorderly conduct charge. Trent, whose hair color is listed as bald in police and jail records, was booked into the Shelby County Detention Center.
Well, that salon should be calling up Spain and say, hey, we have a 6'3" tall bald man over here who's mighty angry. Send some aloxolodon over here.
Yeah, they need to have a conversation. A mother of 3 wept uncontrollably the other day in court when she was cleared by a jury of having sex with a boy in the knowledge that he was only 14 years old. Okay, Tia Vincent admitted she did initiate sex with the teenager at her home, but the 32-year-old who has 3 children of primary school age told the court she believed the boy was over 16. Now, the court heard that the boy and a 14-year-old friend had been playing football near her home, and she invited them in for a soft drink. She then allegedly took one of the boys upstairs to her bedroom, stripped him down naked, and pulled him down on her bed, where she engaged in intimate relations. Believe it or not, a jury of 8 men and 4 women today found her not guilty of knowingly having sex with an underage boy.
They found her not guilty?
Not guilty.
I'm rather surprised.
I'm shocked on that one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very surprised on that one, Bonnie.
Me too. I really am. What state was that one in?
Let me see.
Was it?
It doesn't say where.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't say where, so it had to be in another country because that would never happen here in the good old USA.
I think she would have been found guilty.
Yeah.
I believe.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly. An unnamed manager of a Wendy's in Tennessee was charged with simple assault after admitting to biting a 17-year-old teenage employee on the shoulder during their shift. The 53-year-old supervisor was accused of approaching the young woman in the restaurant and biting her left shoulder. When questioned, the manager told police that the teen was in the way of the fryer when she arrived to work. The man further claimed he was joking when he came up to her and growled. With that being said, the manager admitted to putting his mouth on her shoulder. Per the documents, despite the bite, no injuries were reported. The manager was arrested and booked into the county jail on $1,000 bond.
You know, it could have been more than the bite there. That guy, by startling her like that, could have pushed her right into that fryer.
Exactly.
That could have been a worse incident.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A anonymous woman from London who purchased a red crochet-style dress for her 18th birthday party advertised it on the buy and sell app for $75 plus $5 shipping. But shoppers were taken back when they read the product description that outlined some very explicit details about the dress. She claims she got, quote, lucky in. Now, it read, selling my 18th birthday dress, only worn for a couple of hours, would consider this a lucky dress as me and all my friends who have worn it have got lucky in it. She goes on to say that the dress had since been dry cleaned and she got sick on it as well. She says the dress has some signs of little wear and tear, but it's a lucky dress. She got lucky in the dress.
Yeah.
And her friends wore the dress and they got lucky in it too.
Oh, boy.
And they all puked on it.
That's disgusting. And
That's more than disgusting,
And a little
Bonnie.
wear and tear.
Little wear and tear.
Who would want to buy that dress?
A little wear and tear. A little wear and tear.
There might be like a sick, perverted individual who might want to buy that dress and make them lucky.
I have one more story, and it's about another mayor who's in hot water this time. The mayor of Louisville suburb, Shively, Kentucky, Beverly Chester Burton, fell asleep in the drive-through line at a White Castle, then crashed her silver Cadillac into the utility pole.
A lady mayor?
A lady mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and she'd been drinking. Police say they smelled alcohol on her breath. When they spoke to her, she refused a blood test but failed multiple field sobriety tests. She was charged with driving while under the influence. Police say the 59-year-old mayor told officers she hit the pole because her accelerator got stuck and she was trying to avoid hitting other vehicles. Witnesses told police she had been asleep in the drive-through line and people knocked on her window to try to wake her up. The witnesses said Chester Burton rear-ended a truck, causing it to hit the vehicle in front of it before hitting the pole on her way out of the parking lot. Reportedly, the mayor initially told police she had 2 apple martinis with dinner at 5 p.m., but later admitted it had been closer to 9 p.m., around 2 hours before the crash.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sounds like the mayor's in a little bit of hot water.
A little bit of hot water? Well, thank God it's not election season.
And she's probably the one telling the citizens to don't drink and drive.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. She's probably the one practicing that. Well, not practicing that, but telling people not to do that.
She wants to practice what she preaches.
Yeah, she wants to practice what she preaches. Anyway, there's your stupid news for a Monday. And from Stupid News, We go to serious news, to the news desk. Here's the headlines this morning on a blended show, WSTU and WPSL. Here's Bonnie at the news desk. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A 37-year-old male pedestrian struck by a car on Christmas night died from his injuries 3 hours later, Fort Pierce police said on Saturday. Just after 5 p.m. Friday, a Toyota Yaris driven by Pedro Rivera, age 23 of Fort Pierce, was southbound on North 25th Street at the intersection of Avenue Q with a green light when Joseph Hoggabook walked out in front of the car as he attempted to cross. Witnesses told police Hoggabook walked against a do not crossing warning, they said. Hoggabook was transported to Lawnwood Regional Medical Center, where he died from his injuries just before 8 p.m., police said. Riviera, who was the only person in the car uninjured, remained at the scene. Fort Pierce Police traffic homicide and crime scene investigators conducted an investigation at the scene. No charges have been filed in the crash, but the investigation remains ongoing. President Trump continues his holiday break at Mar-a-Lago today. Last night, the president signed a COVID relief bill and a larger spending bill that will keep the government from shutting down. Today, Congress will try to override his veto of the annual defense appropriation bill. Millions of people are taking Christmas vacations in Florida, something health experts cautioned against. On ABC's This Week, Surgeon General Vice Admiral Jerome Adams said those vacationing families need to take precautions when they get home.
Even if you traveled, it doesn't mean you just throw your hands up in the air and say, oh, well. There are measures that you can take, and the CDC, I'd like to remind people, recommends that 3 to 5 days after travel or after you've been around people without a mask on, you go out and get tested.
A spokesman for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has deactivated his Twitter account after he posted a tweet that photos of each dead COVID-19 victim should be balanced with 90 photos of people who survived the disease. According to screenshots captured by a Miami Herald reporter and a reporter for WLRN, Fred Piccolo tweeted Wednesday in response to a photo gallery on COVID-19 victims and healthcare workers. I'm wondering, since 99% of COVID patients survive, shouldn't you have 99 photos of survivors for every one fatality? Otherwise, you're just trying to create a narrative that is not reality. The tweet has since been deleted. In the past, Piccolo has questioned the effectiveness of face mask mandates and has said that COVID-19 is less deadly than the flu. Piccolo told the South Florida Sun-Sentinel on Wednesday he had already planned to leave the social media site. Daniel Ufelder, an attorney who had filed a lawsuit against DeSantis in March trying to force beaches to close and a statewide shutdown, called Piccolo's comments disgusting. He's responsible for the communication message of the governor, Ufelder said, and he's mocking or downplaying the deaths. It's just inexcusable. I don't know how you justify that. Germany and Hungary began administering their first coronavirus vaccine shot Saturday, only hours after receiving their first shipments, upsetting the European Union's plans for a coordinated rollout on Sunday across the bloc's 27 nations. The nations acted as the number of reported COVID-19 cases worldwide topped 80 million. Saturday data compiled by Johns Hopkins University counted 472,000 new cases on Christmas Day. COVID-19 has killed more than 1.75 million people worldwide. The United States is by far the leader among nations in cases of coronavirus illness, reporting nearly 18.8 million Saturday. India follows with 10.2 million. Brazil has counted 7.45 million. There have been more than 330,000 deaths in the U.S., 190,000 in Brazil, and 147,000 in India. Lastly, Tom Selleck is paying it forward, literally, this holiday season. Blue Bloods co-star Donnie Wahlberg posted a photo on Twitter of Selleck's bill from a New York restaurant last month that features a generous tip of $2,020. The note from Selleck reads, "I am honoring my friend Donnie Wahlberg's tip challenge with my sincere hope for a better 2020. Wahlberg started the year off himself with his $2,020 challenge. The Sixth Sense actor's wife, Jenny McCarthy, shared a picture of an IHOP receipt on Twitter. On January 1st, the bill was $78.46, but Wahlberg tipped $2,020, well above the recommended 15 to 20%. Tom Brady marked his 300th regular season game with a stellar performance to lift the Tampa Bay Buccaneers into the NFL playoffs for the first time since 2007 with a 47-7 rout of the Detroit Lions. The 43-year-old quarterback threw for 348 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half Saturday as the Bucs improved to 10-5 to seat one of the 3 NFC wildcard spots. Good for Tampa Bay. And in other winnings, Green Bay over Tennessee Titans. That was a very good game from last night. We had Chicago beating the Jaguars. The Jets took their second win. They downed the Browns, that is 23-16. And Kansas City barely won, beating Atlanta by a score of 17-14. News time is 7:50. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
The first time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 5-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored. And then the tears came.
Hi, this is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years, voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our 3rd location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard next to Publix. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
$7:52 on the Get Up and Go show. It's a blended show. G and Ray are on vacation. So, of course, you're stuck with myself and Bonnie for the next 2 weeks, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll entertain you just like they do. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we did have that accident in Jupiter on I-95 northbound at Indiantown Road, and all lanes are back and open northbound that way. And in the St. Lucie County area, a nice ride on this Monday morning. No traffic accidents or slowdowns. Your latest look at traffic. In Stewart, it's 62 and partly cloudy, and in St. Andrews, Canada, only 28 degrees. Here's our weather at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, a few showers moving in from off the ocean. Temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, highs reaching the low to mid 70s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for isolated rainfall. Tonight, lows in the upper 50s and a couple of passing showers. Similar weather tomorrow, highs reaching the low to mid 70s with low rain chances and breezy southeast winds. Wednesday, warm and windy with highs climbing to the upper 70s. Even warmer for Thursday and Friday, highs reaching the low 80s with the chance for isolated showers and storms to end out the work week.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Unfortunately, in today's litigious society, too many Americans fail to have an effective estate plan and asset protection strategy. I'm attorney TJ Heineman, and I've been counseling families, businesses, and executives for 20 years. I can help you preserve your wealth, safeguard your assets, and protect your family. My law firm specializes in estate planning and administration, asset protection, corporate law, and real estate. For a free copy of my Family Estate Planning Survival Guide or a free consultation in my Palm City office, call me, TJ Heineman, at 888-5667.
Are you looking for your dream home on the Treasure Coast? I am Eileen Simons, a licensed realtor with eXp Realty. My team and I can help you find your dream home. I bring 20-plus years experience in the residential real estate market, helping both buyers and sellers achieve their dreams. Call me at 772-200-5105 or visit our website at mydreamhomeusa.com.
Experience Heathcote Botanical Gardens in Fort Pierce in a whole new light at the 6th Annual Garden of Lights. Be dazzled by thousands of lights crafted in whimsical garden designs. This is an outdoor event and masks are required. There will be refreshments and a holiday photo op with Heathcote the Bear. The evening event kicks off Thanksgiving weekend and runs through New Year's. For tickets and more information, visit heathcotebotanicalgardens.org.
Today in Ag News from the Southeast AgNet, well, Governor Ron DeSantis earlier this week did back a controversial reservoir being built in the Everglades while announcing the state will use a pool of environmental money to help Miami-Dade County protect Biscayne Bay from continued degradation. According to the News Service of Florida, DeSantis said his office will continue to support the $1.6 billion Everglades Agricultural Area Reservoir, which was approved by the legislature back in 2017. But it's recently been questioned by new Senate President Wilton Simpson. DeSantis addressed the issue as he outlined plans to provide $10 million match for local efforts to restore Biscayne Bay. Simpson described the man-made lagoon intended to redirect water south from Lake Okeechobee as a mistake. He became president last month, added that his farmers face a $3 billion to $4 billion shortfall in the next budget, and the state probably should stop building the reservoir. The 2017 law does provide $64 million a year for the reservoir, requiring that it be built on state-owned land rather than private farmland in the Everglades Ag area. The law also allows Florida to boost funding for the work by issuing up to $800 million in bonds. The state anticipates half of the funding for the work will come from the federal government. DeSantis called the reservoir one of the most important Everglades restoration projects in history. More of this story can be found on our website, southeastagnet.com.
Smart shoppers will tell you they found it on highbid.com. Highbid.com lets you explore thousands of auctions across the U.S. and around the world. You'll find gold coins, sporting goods, classic cars, collectible toys, fine jewelry, household items, and sports memorabilia autographed by the greats. Highbid.com has hundreds of thousands of items for sale every day. It's easy to search, and it's easy to find auctions in your area. Just go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com, and see what everyone is talking about.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
First there was plain, then peanut, and then caramel and fudge brownie. And now, Pfizer and M&M's introduced the newest flavor of M&M's. It's M&M's with COVID vaccine. Yep, Pfizer is infusing 30 micrograms of nucleoside mod RNA and encoding the viral spike glycoprotein with milk chocolate in every button-shaped candy-coated treat. Who needs to get a shot when you can get your dose on with candy? And M&M's with COVID vaccine are 99% effective
and 100% delicious.
M&M's with COVID vaccine, now available in hospital vending machines near the ER and in nursing homes.
COVID M&Ms, Bonnie.
Yeah, put the little smiling faces on those M&Ms, and boy, oh boy, they would be hot sellers.
Normally coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we have the Martin County Superintendent of Martin County Schools, Dr. John Millay, is normally with us, but he's on vacation. So instead, I thought we'd give away a $20 gift certificate to Ellie's Downtown Deli in the 8 o'clock hour. And the way it's going to work is we're going to ask somebody to call in and play a round of Sloganoff with us. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, and Sloganoff is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you got to know your TV commercials, I guess.
Right, you got to know your TV shows, your just anything in general that pertains to a slogan.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to kind of fill in the blanks, so to speak.
And that's Sloganoff, not stroganoff.
Yes, not stroganoff, like beef stroganoff.
Yes.
Yes, it's Sloganoff. So if you want to get in line to play Sloganoff, And if you're listening to us on WPSL also, you can call us here at the WSTU studios because we are a blended show this morning, this week and next week. So you can give us a call and take a chance at winning a $20 gift certificate to Ellie's Downtown Deli right here in the beautiful city of Stuart, Florida.
Because you deserve a break today.
That's right, at McDonald's.
You see?
There's a slogan right there.
That's right.
That's how you play the game. 220-9788, 220-9788, area code 772. We're WSTU Stuart, Martin County's Heritage Station, and, of course, we're WPSL, Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast. The news is coming up next, and then we'll have more stuff for you right here on the Get Up and Go show. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Help is coming. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump signs a federal spending bill including more coronavirus financial relief, avoiding a partial government shutdown tomorrow. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson.
President Trump signing the massive $2.3 trillion spending bill, including $900 billion in emergency relief funds, after facing mounting pressure from lawmakers to sign it. In a statement, the president said, quote, "I will sign the omnibus and COVID package with a strong message that makes clear to Congress that wasteful items need to be removed. I will send back to Congress a redlined version, item by item, accompanied by the formal rescission request to Congress, insisting that those funds be removed from the bill. Lawmakers are likely to ignore the president's request to cut any spending. Here's what's in the bill: a $600 per person direct payment, extra $300 a week in unemployment benefits for 11 weeks, $284 billion in funding for Paycheck Protection Program, and extending the eviction moratorium."
The House votes today on increasing those stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000, something the president now says he wants. The man who blew up an RV in downtown Nashville Christmas morning is identified through DNA of human remains as Anthony Warner, 63 years old. Investigators are still working on a motive.
Nashville Mayor John Cooper on CBS Face to the Nation did point to the AT&T service center that was next to where the exploding RV was parked.
And to all of us locally, it feels like there has to be some connection with the AT&T facility.
The blast significantly disrupted communications in parts of Tennessee and Kentucky, even for a time, causing a stoppage of flights into and out of Nashville's airport.
Fox's Gernal Scott. In China, a former lawyer acting as a citizen journalist is sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison on charges of picking fights and provoking trouble. Zhang Zhan posted videos of crowded hospitals and empty streets in Wuhan, China during the early days of the coronavirus outbreak. America's listening to Fox News.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. How can I make the most of waiting for my next big vacation?
Translate your questions into goals by investing with Merrill Edge Self-Directed. It's more accessible than you think, with helpful planning tools plus free online stock and ETF trades, so you can keep practicing your pronunciation. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Other fees may apply. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Newsmax TV. Everyone's talking about it. 30 million people are watching Newsmax for real news on President Trump, Biden, the election, and more. And make sure you vote in Newsmax's national poll asking if President Trump should concede. Just text VIRUS to 39747 and vote instantly. That's VIRUS to 39747. Watch Newsmax for great shows on major cable systems and free on Roku, YouTube, smart TVs, and more. Vote about Trump. Text VIRUS to 39747 today.
People flying to the U.S. from the United Kingdom now have to provide proof of a negative coronavirus test.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control today will require travelers who fly out from Britain to all U.S. airports to have tested negative for coronavirus infection within 72 hours of departing. The UK has seen an uptick in the number of COVID-19 cases blamed on a newly discovered mutated strand of the virus. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Stock futures and markets overseas are higher with President Trump signing that $900 billion coronavirus financial relief package into law. A lot of people working from home during the pandemic may never go back, or at least not as much.
Big companies are making big bets that working from home is here to stay. The Wall Street Journal reports that while many firms plan to reopen their offices, some say they'll let workers continue to work remotely, some or all of the time, even when the pandemic ends. So, food and consumer product companies are regearing production to provide for consumers making coffee, lunch, and frozen meals at home, needing more casual clothing, even packaging toilet paper for homes instead of offices. But there is risk and no guarantee that demand will remain high enough to require the extra production capacity, and other companies expect to benefit from workers returning to offices. Clorox, a maker of disinfecting wipes, wants to expand sales to businesses.
Fox's Sal Giangrasso. Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers still in position for the top seed in the NFC, beating Tennessee 40-14.
Segal from the 5-yard line. The toss out to Adams, and Adams dives. Does he get in? He does. Touchdown.
The call on NBC. Packers wide receiver Devontae Adams caught 3 of the 4 touchdowns thrown by quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay now 12-3. The Titans are 10-5. They make the playoffs with either a win or a loss by the Ravens, Colts, or Dolphins next week. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Experience Heathcote Botanical Gardens in Fort Pierce in a whole new light at the 6th Annual Garden of Lights. Be dazzled by thousands of lights crafted in whimsical garden designs. This is an outdoor event and masks are required. There will be refreshments and a holiday photo op with Heathcote the Bear. The evening event kicks off Thanksgiving weekend and runs through New Year's. For tickets and more information, visit heathcotebotanicalgardens.org.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Unfortunately, in today's litigious society, too many Americans fail to have an effective estate plan and asset protection strategy. I'm attorney TJ Heineman, and I've been counseling families, businesses, and executives for 20 years. I can help you preserve your wealth, safeguard your assets, and protect your family. My law firm specializes in estate planning and administration, asset protection, corporate law, and real estate. For a free copy of my Family Estate Planning Survival Guide or a free consultation in my Palm City office, call me, TJ Heineman, at 888-5667.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. 8:07 on the Get Up and Go Show, a blended show on WSTU and, of course, WPSL.
Are you like a stalker or
No,
something?
I'm not a stalker. We're just a blended show this morning.
Are you avoiding reality?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about reality.
Are you taking medication?
No, I'm not taking any medication.
Not
Bonnie,
any,
are you?
Not any at the moment?
No medication today at
No,
least.
not even an aspirin.
No, nothing. Zero zip zilch.
Well, coffee and caffeine, I guess that's my morning medicine.
Yeah, there you go. 8:07 on a blended show this morning. Welcome in to all our Port St. Lucie listeners listening to the Get Up and Go Show with yours truly. My name is Evan Nine, and of course the one and only almighty goddess of radio, Bonnie Ashley, is my co-host.
I am one of just the many ladies of radio.
Well, you're I consider you my almighty goddess of radio.
Okay, well,
all right. How's that?
Thank you, Evan. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I have the almighty goddess of a wife, and I have the almighty goddess of radio.
I saw your wife with the pictures on Facebook
Thank
over the
you.
weekend. She looks like a true sweetheart.
She is when
Oh.
she's sleeping.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Gorgeous, and
I'm just teasing.
You know, you can tell by the looks, even in a picture, in somebody's eyes. I was noticing in the photo, she has very kind-looking eyes.
She does.
And the eyes tell it.
Well, if you're a kid in her class when she teaches school and you look into her eyes, you're not going to see those kind eyes.
Oh, no?
Oh, no.
Does she use a whoopee cushion to get their attention?
Well, I don't know if she uses a whoopee cushion or not to get people's attention. But I can tell you one thing, that she definitely gets the kids' attention when she stares at them. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
she would.
I hope G and Ray are enjoying their vacation this morning.
I hope so, too, and
You
a
know,
well-deserved break.
They have 2 weeks off, Bonnie.
Yeah.
2 whole weeks.
Yeah, and I know G works like incredibly hard with the Christmas kids and throughout the season. And
Yeah, props out to G and Carol and Greg and the
Ray.
and Ray and the entire staff up there in Fort Pierce
Working.
for doing that.
Ray's incredible, and he's been sending me my news feeds, too,
Yep.
and my news throughout the year.
Yeah,
so.
and props out to Craig, the engineer, as well, for engineering all the video side of things on the PSL Christmas Kids. I mean, just what a great entire production that they did this year, considering the circumstances with COVID.
I really enjoyed listening to those Christmas Kids this year on
Yep.
the way, and I was like so in the mood for Christmas, and it was just so enjoyable.
It was
to
refreshing.
Hear the kids, yeah.
It was definitely refreshing.
It was refreshing music. And, oh, yeah, Craig and putting in our new phone the nice way that he did. This is a nice new phone, and, oh, yes, it does have that new phone smell. As I take a whiff of
Be careful. We're not supposed to pick that up unless it's like
Okay.
unless it's ringing. That's what I was told.
Ringy dingy ding.
Yeah, ringy dingy ding.
What
Unless you hear a phone ring. See, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get that noise, but unfortunately, that phone has no ringer, so I have to watch the little green light.
So I picked it up when it wasn't ringing. Now what happens?
Nothing.
Is it like what?
Nothing, because I didn't push a button.
Okay.
See, it doesn't make a dial tone go off. There's like buttons I have to push to activate it for one thing, and then buttons I have to push to activate it for another thing.
Yeah, we
But
want to see
I
the
can tell
phones
you-
light up for Sloganoff when we play.
In fact, you know what? Time to call in right now, 220-9788, 220-9788. If you want to play Sloganoff, we have got a $20 gift certificate to Ellie's Downtown Deli.
Oh, yeah.
And all you got to do is give us a call and fill in the blank. And you're going to go up against Bonnie. And if you beat Bonnie, Bonnie is she's 50-50 on this game.
Yeah.
So if you beat Bonnie, then you'll get $20 gift certificate.
I do pretty well with some of the older slogans, and I don't know why some of these new ones lately just get me.
Yep.
You know, and Sloganoff, a easy game to play, and you'll get delicious food to Ellie's Downtown Deli.
Oh, and if you have not experienced Ellie's Downtown Deli yet, oh boy, are you missing some good stuff.
These fresh jumbo wraps that they serve, Evan, they remind me of, for real, they kind of remind me of kind of like a Nerf football. These wraps are so, they are fresh jumbo, just like they say.
Right. So 220-9788, I can't believe nobody's calling and they don't want these gift certificates.
Ellie's Downtown
Wow,
Deli.
you have no idea. Those of you listening on WPSL up in Port St. Lucie, and I'll even mail the gift certificate to you. I'm not going to make you come down here and pick it up. I'll mail it to you. I'll take 50 cents out of my pocket and put a stamp on the envelope, and I'll mail it to you.
Mm-hmm. Think of delicious hot soup for your work day.
Yes, or that half-pound cookie that's bigger than your head.
Yes,
so to speak.
Or for the kids, of course, they have Oreo pie.
Yeah.
Coconut pie, and even peanut butter pie. So delightful. And sometimes they make like those Heath Bar brownies, you know, where they toss the candies inside the brownies.
Yep.
And they just come like fresh out of the oven at Ellie's Deli. Everything is fresh made daily.
Yep. So I have the top 5 signs that you have too many kids, Bonnie. Top 5 signs that you have too many kids. Okay, now some people have 1 child.
Yeah.
Some people have 2, some people have 4 like I do. Some people have a kid in every single state.
How many kids do you think is too many kids, Evan?
Well, here's the thing. The top 5 signs you have too many children are, coming in at number 5, is that you live in a shoe. Okay? You know how that goes, like the story.
Like you live in a small place,
Yeah,
a small enclosed place.
You live in a shoe if you have too many kids. Coming in at number 4, you have so many children you don't know what to do.
That sounds like a nursery. This is sounding like a nursery rhyme.
Exactly.
Okay.
Coming in at number 3, you have so many kids that you formed your own little league. Okay, you have formed your own league.
Right.
You have enough kids to form a league, not a team, but an entire flippin' league.
Where they can actually play against each other.
Exactly.
You don't even have to have the cousins come down to play.
Exactly.
You got so many kids.
Coming in at number 2, half the forest needs to be cut down to make enough paper for Mother's Day cards.
Yeah, or to maybe build a baseball stadium, because if you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And coming in at number 1, the top 5 signs you have too many kids is you have one for each letter of the alphabet.
Oh, gosh.
Okay?
You know,
that would be 26 kids.
Yeah, and what would you name your kids starting with maybe like a Z or X?
Well,
I guess
Xavier would be X. Z
Xavier.
would be Zachariah, which
yeah.
is my nephew. His name is Zachariah.
I guess when you think about it, you know, you probably could have a kid's name for
So,
every letter of the alphabet.
Let's tick through the alphabet, okay? Here's something to think about. Let's tick through the alphabet while we have some time to kill. Okay, A. Give me a boy and a girl's name for the letter A.
Andrew and Apple.
Apple?
Apple. That's what...
You would name your daughter Apple?
Well, that's what that famous actress named her little girl, Apple. Gwyneth Paltrow named her child Apple.
Gwyneth Paltrow named her child Apple?
Yes, she did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'll do B.
Okay.
Okay. I would say Brandon and Brianna. Okay.
Yeah,
How about you do C?
I think those are popular names. C, Carson, like Carson Wentz.
Okay.
And Carrie.
Okay. All right, that's a good one.
Yep.
Now, Carrie can be a boy or a girl's name.
Oh, it can?
Yeah, it can. You can go either way.
I didn't know Carrie could be a boy.
Of course. C-A-R-Y.
Okay.
A boy's name is Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll do D. How about David and my daughter-in-law, Delilah?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Okay, Delilah.
Yeah.
Okay, you have E.
E, Edward, and Elma.
I'm upset. I'm offended.
Why?
You didn't use my name.
Oh, that's right.
You didn't use my name.
And you're standing right in
and
front of
I'm right
me.
in front of you.
What is...
I'm offended.
I said, you know, I was thinking...
Elmer. No, of all names, Elmer.
I was thinking of Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, Edward. Okay.
Because I just watched like a Johnny Depp autobiography last night.
What was the girl's name you chose?
Elma.
Elma. Elma.
Elma, yeah.
I've never heard of Elma.
I think there is one.
It's like my great-grandmother's name.
Or
Elma.
Emma. Or Echo.
Emma.
Echo.
Echo. That's like something from Amazon.
Wouldn't that be cute for a little girl?
Okay, I'll do F.
Okay.
Which would be Francisco and Francesca.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
How about that
I was
one?
going to say Franny.
All right, you have G.
All right. Greta and Greg.
Okay, that's
that was
a good
like
one.
Easy.
That was easy. Greta and Greg. So H would be me. I'll take Howard and oh wow, I'm stuck on a girl's name for H. Don't help me. Helene.
Helene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Helene.
And
for
have
H.
you heard of Hilma?
No.
Hilma is like my...
It's like Wilma, but Hilma.
Hilma is like my mom's name.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have I.
Yeah. Eileen. And...
You're stuck on a guy.
I am stuck.
See, it's not easy.
Eileen and... Iditarod.
I have
that's
one.
That's a sled dog race.
I have a boy's name for
Ivan.
Ivan, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like,
J.
Like Ivan Oder.
Okay, our Ivan Ofelich. Get it? Ivan Ofelich.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do, where are we at? J?
J.
Okay, so I'll do Jeffrey and Jolene.
Cute.
Jeffrey and Jolene.
Those are actually some of my favorite names.
Okay.
I love the name. I love the name Jeff.
Okay,
Jeffrey.
you have K.
K. Carl.
Okay.
Could spell Carl with a K.
Okay, very
and
good.
Carrie, Keri. I'll do another Carrie.
That's a good one.
I have two girlfriends named Carrie.
So L for me would be Larry and Lori. Larry and Lori. That's easy, all American.
Mm-hmm.
So M for you.
Mary and Matt.
Okay, good. I'll take N. I'll go Nancy and Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy and Nicholas.
I like Nate, too.
Nate's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Nathan is a very nice name.
Okay, how about O?
Oh, Oscar would be
Okay.
my grandpa.
Okay, very good.
And...
Oh, I have an O for a female. It's one of my daughter's friends' names. That's a tough one, isn't it?
Owen is another boy.
Okay, Owen's a boy.
Olita?
Olita's a good one, yes.
For a girl?
Olita would be a good one for a girl. I
Yeah.
like that. Olita's a good one.
Olita James or Olita Adams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. P, I'll take Peter and Pauline. Peter and Pauline.
Nice.
Let me see. We're at P, Q. Q. Oh, you got the Q.
The Q. See, there's
Okay.
one.
Okay. Oh, I have a boy's name right off the top of my head.
Quinn.
Quinn. Very good.
I think Quinn could
Okay.
be either a boy or a girl.
Okay.
So those are my
yes,
two.
Yes, that is true. I like that.
I killed two birds in one stone with that. See
you're
how I
cheating
did that?
on me. Okay. All right. Q, R. I'll take R. I'll do Romeo and Rosetta.
Oh, wow.
Rosetta.
Or just Rose. Just
Rose,
plain Rose,
that's another one.
Too. Yeah.
How about S for you?
Sam and Samantha.
Okay, I like that one, Sam and Samantha. Because they're both synonymous to each other.
Yeah.
And you can go either way on that. T, I'll take Tracy, and I'm going to pull the Bonnie card.
Okay.
And Tracy for both male and female, because a boy and a girl can be named Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a childhood friend named Tracy.
You're right.
And his last name was Booze. Booze. I will never forget him. Tracy Booze.
He
used to get teased all the time about his last name.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Like you could name some booze after him.
Right.
Like a booze bottle.
Right. So you have you.
Is there a girl named, is Tulip a name?
Tulip
just
is
curious.
a name. It could be.
Tulip could be like a different kind of name for a girl.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
TR. So I got.
So you're at you. We're
I'm
at
you. You. Okay.
You.
Getting all these funky ones.
Okay. Go ahead.
You.
I have the boy. Think of a president when you think of you. Think of a president for a boy's name. If you can't get one, I'll throw it at you.
Yeah.
All right, Ulysses.
Ulysses, yeah.
Ulysses.
Grant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for a girl.
Ooh, you got to dance like Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman.
Uma.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, STU. And then we have V. I'll take Victor and Victoria.
Yeah. That's you named the Newmans from The Young and the Restless.
All right, how about W?
Wallace.
Okay.
And Wilma.
I like that one from the Flintstones. Yeah. X, I would have to go with Xavier and oh wow. I'm stuck on a girl's name.
I think you can spell. I know one that I think you can spell with an X or a Z.
Okay.
Xena, warrior princess. Xena.
Yeah, you could do that.
I think.
Okay. All right. So how about Y? You have Y.
Oh, Y is Yanni.
Yanni. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yanni. And let's see, for the lady.
So Yanni is the boy's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lady with a Y. Man, that's a Eula.
Eula. There you go. That's a pretty name.
Wasn't there a Eula Ballbreaker from Porky's? Am I right with that?
I'm not sure.
But Eula.
And of course, Z, I would go with Zelda and Zachary.
Good job, Evan.
Yes. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Good morning.
I don't know what you guys are on, but I want some.
We're just having a good time here. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Well, John, this is Bonnie's friend.
Oh, hey, John. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing okay. I wanted to tell you, I used to fix appliances, and I had a lady that managed property.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever she would call me, I'd ask her to give me a model number, so I could look up parts before I came there to repair.
Right.
And she would say, A as in apple, B as in boy, Q as in Cuba.
Mm-hmm. Q as in Cuba?
Yep. And
that makes no sense.
She would make it up as she goes.
Okay.
No, because Cuba sounds like it begins with a Q.
Yeah, that's true.
She didn't know.
But would she get away with that one in Scrabble? I don't think so.
Bonnie, you said I as in Eileen.
Yeah.
Eileen begins with an E, E-I.
Yeah, but you could also spell it I-L-E-N-E.
I thought Irene began with an I. Maybe I'm wrong. But I also, if I am, it's the first time.
That's all right.
I think you could be right, actually.
Nobody's
now that
ever
I
wrong.
think about it.
Nobody's ever wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, just a different version, different opinion.
You go. Like ketchup. Ketchup is spelled with a K or a C.
What is, Catherine?
Ketchup. You can spell ketchup, K-E-T-C-H-U-P, or C-A-T-S-U-P.
And how do you say it? Ketchup or
catsup?
Catsup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, I came from a small city outside of Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The population was about 35,000, I guess, 30,000. And one family had 18 children.
Mm-hmm.
The other family was reported to have about 24. I think there were about 20.
Oh, they had an army.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You talk about how do you know when you have too many children?
Yeah.
You know?
And they could play baseball against
Yeah,
each other with
exactly.
24.
You know how you could reduce the population drastically?
Go ahead.
If a man could have a baby.
If a man could have a baby.
Yeah, there would be very little reproduction. I promise you that.
Wow.
Why?
You wouldn't
Because
want-
a man
No
couldn't
guy would want to go through what a woman goes through.
wouldn't want to handle the pain, right?
Well, they
yeah.
have these devices that you could actually put on
They do?
that simulate labor. That guys can put on that simulate labor. They put them
Yeah.
on your belly.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I had a friend of mine do it once, and it's no picnic.
Did he get brave doing it and
Oh, yeah.
do it the same time his wife was having the baby?
Yeah.
So
Well,
they would
no.
go through it at once?
No, I don't think they did that.
I
Well,
mean,
you know what I had that was similar is kidney stones.
Oh,
You know?
that's painful because and sometimes the kidney stones are like as small as a granule of sand.
Oh yeah,
And it's ridiculous.
The stones I passed were a little smaller than a Rice Krispie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't need. I just got the EBGBs
I tell the
on
girls
that
it
one.
was as big as a golf ball, but I'm lying. You know.
Oh, ouch!
It feels like it, I bet. I've never
Ouch.
had a kidney stone,
Did,
but
Double whammy.
yeah.
Evan.
Yeah.
Evan, did Bonnie tell you the bad experience I had with Viagra?
No, but I bet you will.
Well, I got one stuck in my throat, and I had a stiff neck for a week. I only use them now to keep me from rolling out of bed. You know.
Oh my gosh, that was a good one. Okay, that was a good one.
You
On that note, we have to go to news.
Happy New Year, huh?
Happy New Year, Mazel Tov.
With that stiff neck, John needs a massage.
Man, 8:25. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thank you, Evan. While continuing his vacation at Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach, President Trump is putting his signature on the coronavirus relief bill. The bill provides $600 for Americans, but Trump says that's not enough. He wants $2,000 per person and an additional $600 per child. The coronavirus is to blame for 77 more deaths in Florida. The Department of Health yesterday also announcing almost 7,400 new cases. Over 2,700 people were vaccinated, and almost 119,000 have been vaccinated total. Police in Rockford, Illinois say Duke Webb, a 37-year-old Green Beret stationed at Elgin Air Force Base, went on a shooting spree inside a bowling alley on Saturday night.
We believe this is a completely random act, and there is no prior meeting or any kind of relationship between the suspect and any of the victims in this case.
Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea says Webb killed 3 men, wounded a 4th, and injured 2 teenagers who were picking up food at the Don Carter bowling lanes. He remains in custody. A 37-year-old male pedestrian struck by a car on Christmas night died from his injuries 3 hours later. Fort Pierce police said Saturday. Just after 5 p.m. Friday, a Toyota Yaris driven by Pedro Rivera, age 23 of Fort Pierce, was southbound on North 25th Street at the intersection of Avenue Q with a green light when Joseph Hoggabook walked out in front of the car as he attempted to cross. Hoggabook walked against a do not crossing warning, according to witnesses. Hoggabook was transported to Lawnwood Regional Medical Center where he died from his injuries just before 8 p.m. Rivera, who was the only person in the car uninjured, remained at the scene. Fort Pierce Police Traffic Homicide and Charge Scene investigators conducted an investigation at the scene. No charges have been filed in the crash, but the investigation remains ongoing. As feisty as his name implies, a critically endangered black rhino calf is thriving after being born at White Oak Conservation, the internationally respected wildlife refuge north of Jacksonville. Rocky weighed in at 70 pounds when born in August at the nonprofit refuge for rare species owned by philanthropist Kimbra and Mark Walter. Now 4 months old, Rocky tips the scales at 250 pounds. Mom has been great and protective, keeping him very close, said Brandon Spieg, Director of Conservation at White Oak. That's why in the wild, rhino calves are not a real easy target for carnivores. They have a large protective mom to watch over them. Tragically, however, rhinos like Rocky and his parents are preyed upon in the wild by poachers who find them easy targets. Only about 5,600 black rhinos remain in the wild, according to WWF, the nonprofit international conservation organization formerly known as the World Wildlife Fund. That is an improvement from the past. By 1993, only 2,300 black rhinos remained in the wild, down from approximately 65,000 in 1970. And lastly, year after year, gift cards continue to be among the most popular holiday gifts, and 2020 was no exception. Gift cards were the second most popular gift for 49% of consumers surveyed who said they plan to purchase between 3 and 4 gift cards. Total holiday spending on gift cards was expected to reach $27.5 billion, the Federation said, noting consumers were spending $163 on average. But whether consumers will redeem the plastic cards or digital codes is another matter. According to a Bankrate.com survey, U.S. adults have more than $20 billion in unused gift cards. The survey found that 25% of adults have let a gift card expire at some point, 22% have lost a gift card, and 57% have held onto an unused gift card or store credit for more than a year. Derek King transferred to Miami with the hope of coming for championships. He's staying with the same hope for 2021. The Hurricanes quarterback, who came to Miami with the intention of spending just 1 year at the school, announced Saturday he is returning for another senior season, taking advantage of the NCAA rule that essentially gave all college athletes another year of eligibility in response to the hardships caused by the coronavirus pandemic. Let's run it back, King said. His decision likely means that Miami will enter next season as a top contender in the Atlantic Coast Conference, the league that sent Clemson and Notre Dame into this season's college football playoff. Our news time, 8:31. Weather and traffic together are next.
The first time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 5-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored, and then the tears came.
Hi, this is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years, voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our third location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard next to Publix. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
8:32 the time right now on a blended morning show right here at WSTU and WPSL. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Some of you heading back to work, too, on this Monday morning. You should experience a good ride. You got to be there by 9. Just, you should arrive by time. Be patient. We don't have accidents or any kind of tie-ups. That's your latest look at traffic. And it's 60 with some showers this morning in Port St. Lucie. In La Rochelle, France, it's 49 and partly cloudy. Here's our weather at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, a few showers moving in from off the ocean. Temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, highs reaching the low to mid 70s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for isolated rainfall. Tonight, lows in the upper 50s and a couple of passing showers. Similar weather tomorrow, highs reaching the low to mid 70s with low rain chances and breezy southeast winds. Wednesday, warm and windy with highs climbing to the upper 70s. Even warmer for Thursday and Friday, highs reaching the low 80s with the chance for isolated showers and storms to end out the work week. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Although a weaker one. So if you incurred roof damage in the last 2 years, Code Red Roofers is there to help you with all of your roofing needs. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond 24/7. And there are flexible payment options for metal, tile, shingle, or flat roofs. Code Red Roofers. Se habla español. Code Red Roofers, 844-4-CODE-RED. That's 844-4-CODE-RED.
So, have you heard this one? A priest and a rabbi come into this radio station. Really, it's a priest and a rabbi. Right here, Friday mornings beginning at 9. Here on WSTU, AM 1450. Bring your questions and join their lively conversation with Father Christian from St. Mary's Episcopal Church and Rabbi Matt Durbin from the Temple Beit Hayim. It's a priest and a rabbi. Friday mornings at 9 here on WSTU.
Florida real estate is hot. Now is a great time to find your dream home. I am Eileen Simons, realtor with eXp Realty. Join me for My Dream Home every Monday morning at 10 a.m. on WPSL and WSTU. We'll talk about real estate, interview guest experts, have featured listings, and a featured community each week. That's My Dream Home radio show, Mondays at 10 on both WPSL and WSTU, and Alexa and Google Home on TuneIn.
As we work to reopen the economy, a renaissance has begun in the world of investing. And if you're retired or within 10 years of retirement and your current advisor isn't prepared for the new corona economy, it could lead to costly mistakes you cannot afford to make at this point in your life. We're the Retirement Income Store, and our message is clear. It's time to stop crossing your fingers, hoping for growth in the stock market. There is another more conservative way to plan for income without all the risk, using interest and dividends. Call the Retirement Income Store today at 800-211-5872 for your free, no-obligation retirement income kit, including 5 educational tools.
That's 800-211-5872.
The Retirement Income Store, where retirees go for income.
That's 800-211-5872.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:36 right now, the Get Up and Go Show. It's a blended show this morning. G and Ray are on vacation. It's time now for Randy Segal with the Space Report. Good morning, Randy, and happy Monday to you.
Same to you, young man. Yep, another Monday. Well, on board the International Space Station, that 1.77-inch crack continues to be the bugaboo. The pressure on board the station has dropped from 730 to 620 millimeters of mercury, and they can't seal the crack. They've tried everything they can think of to do it. So the Russians are going to be sending up a special repair kit when they launch the Progress MS-16 cargo craft in February to finally seal that leak. It's no danger to the astronauts who are on board. Sergei Rusakov, Sergei Kucheveshchikov, American astronauts Katie Rubins, Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, and Shannon Walker, as well as Japanese astronaut Soichi Noguchi. They are all continuing their work on human science on board the International Space Station. China yesterday launched what probably is their final launch of the year when they placed into orbit a new remote sensing satellite. The Yangyang 33 vehicle was launched on a Long March 4C rocket successfully from China. There was supposed to be what we thought was going to be the final launch of the year taking place this morning. But alas, the weather gods have said in French Guiana that no, we're not going to let you launch that satellite, which is an Earth observation satellite for France. We're at high-level winds are causing a lot of problems. So that launch has now been delayed till tomorrow at 11:42 a.m. Should be very interesting. NASA has noted that the crew for the Crew 3 mission to the International Space Station on board the Dragon spacecraft will be Raja Achari, Thomas Marshburn, Matthias Mauser, and a fourth crew member to be added later, possibly a Russian. And the hope is that Russia will be able to fly on board American vehicles the same way American astronauts have flown on Russian vehicles. The Crew 3 mission is expected to kick off in the fall of next year. We also note that China is planning on several key launches coming up in the coming year. Those are going to include putting into orbit their first rudimentary space station piece, and they will be joined by at least one, if not two, launches of manned crews in order to keep their station going for the time being. China says that their space station will probably have launches of 11 times over the next 2 years. They are building a new type of non-toxic and pollution-free rocket to make those flights. So China continues to be a big player in space. SpaceX had a record number of launches this year. They surpassed their other launches that took place. As a result of that, SpaceX this year put up 840 operational satellites in the course of only 14 flights. Some of those, the Starlink, put up 60 at a time. So we applaud SpaceX on having a fantastic year, to say the least. Virgin Orbit, their Launcher 1, which is underneath the wing of a 747, went through a wet dress rehearsal recently over the Mojave Desert. They intend to launch sometime in the next month or so, once the weather conditions are good and they feel comfortable with their launch team. So until then, they're just doing a rehearsal taking place out there. Voyager Space Holdings is set to acquire a majority stock in nanoracks. Those are the big racks that are brought to the International Space Station holding cube satellites. Well, now the agreement takes a majority stock in nanoracks, is going to be the fourth acquisition of Voyager Space Holdings since it started in October of 2019. Previously, they acquired space technology companies Alteos Space Machines, Pioneer Astronautics. In November, they acquired the Launch Company, which is a provider of rocket and spacecraft components and ground equipment. The Russian leader of their space program, Dmitry Rogozin, said that he is really upset with the United States because of the sanctions that have been placed against Russia. These sanctions have been in place for a long time. They have to do with technology transfer, and they're saying that it cannot happen. So as a result, they are giving a lot of thought about the relationship between Russia and the United States into the future. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about SpaceX maybe losing out on a contract and a gold sponsor of the Sirius project. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Segal with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday morning on the Get Up and Go show at around 8:30, giving you the latest and greatest what's happening NASA. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie is standing by with the latest and greatest food to tank your tummy.
That's right, Evan. And Chef Mark Kizawa's at Ellie's Deli early, just putting the freshest ingredients into today's lunch. And you might want to try a smoked pulled pork melt today. And this pork is slow roasted in-house with a Thai chili barbecue sauce. He puts sauteed onions on it. You get garlic mayo, pepper jack cheese, too, pressed on a brioche bun. Very tasty. Might want to try a hot Italian press with ham and salami, capicola, prosciutto, fresh mozzarella, pesto mayo, tomatoes, onions, roasted red pepper in this one, all pressed hot on an 8-inch hoagie for you. Always comes with a side, so get your deli fresh coleslaw, maybe a fresh pasta salad too would be delightful, or a hot bowl of homemade soup. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout and their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call them at 772-781-6605 for Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,885.50 an ounce, and silver opening up at $26.55 an ounce. That's Precious Metals Report, brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Time for news once again, 8:45 on a blended morning show. G and Ray on vacation. Here's Bonnie with the news.
Thank you, Evan. The coronavirus is to blame for 77 more deaths in Florida. The Department of Health yesterday also announcing almost 7,400 new cases. Over 2,700 people were vaccinated, and almost 119,000 have been vaccinated total. President Trump continues his holiday break at Mar-a-Lago today. Last night, the president signed a COVID relief bill and a larger spending bill that will keep the government from shutting down. Today, Congress will try to override his veto of the annual defense appropriation bill. Millions of people are taking Christmas vacations in Florida, something health experts cautioned against. On ABC's This Week, Surgeon General Vice Admiral Jerome Adams said those vacationing families need to take precautions when they get home.
Even if you traveled, it doesn't mean you just throw your hands up in the air and say, oh, well. There are measures that you can take, and the CDC, I'd like to remind people, recommends that 3 to 5 days after travel or after you've been around people without a mask on, you go out and get tested.
Germany and Hungary began administering their first coronavirus vaccine shots on Saturday, only hours after receiving their first shipments, upsetting the European Union's plans for a coordinated rollout on Sunday across the bloc's 27 nations. The nations acted as the number of reported COVID-19 cases worldwide topped 80 million Saturday. Data compiled by Johns Hopkins University counted 472,000 new cases on Christmas Day. COVID-19 has killed more than 1.75 million people worldwide. The United States is by far the leader among nations in cases of coronavirus illness, reporting nearly 18.8 million Saturday. India follows with 10.2 million. Brazil has counted 7.45 million. There have been more than 330,000 deaths in the U.S., 190,000 in Brazil, and 147,000 in India. A 7-year-old boy named Eli saved his baby sister's life when he jumped into her room through a window to rescue her from a fire that destroyed his family's home. It was a typical night at the Davidson household in New Tazewell, Tennessee on December 8. Chris and Nicole Davidson, they fed their 3 children dinner, tucked them in bed, and were asleep by 8:30 p.m. Hours later, Nicole Davidson woke up to the smell of smoke. Within minutes, the family's home was up in flames, and 22-month-old Erin Davidson was trapped in her room. And the smoke and fire was so thick, there was no way I could get to her, according to Chris Davidson. We went outside to get to her from the window, but there was nothing for me to stand on to reach up there. So I picked up Eli, who happens to be a foster child. Eli went through the window and was able to grab her from her crib. We couldn't be more proud of Eli, Davidson said. He did something a grown man would not do. And lastly, a cookie competition between 2 dads turning into a heartwarming effort that has resulted in over 18,000 cookies being delivered to essential workers across Pennsylvania. The effort, now known as Cookies for Caregivers, began in April when Scott McKenzie was furloughed from his job because of the coronavirus pandemic. The cookies turned out delicious. Proud of his newest talent, McKenzie shared photos of his dessert on Facebook. That caught attention of his longtime friend Jeremy Ulrich, who had also taken to baking cookies with his 2 sons during the pandemic. The competitor and Jeremy said to the competitor and Scott, "I bet my cookies are better than yours." And heck, that's all it took, McKenzie said. And so the bake-off began. The pair were ready to bake dozens upon dozens of cookies, and they decided to donate the treats to frontline workers, including nurses, firefighters, and local grocery store employees. They baked dozens and helped these frontline workers out. University of Utah star freshman running back Ty Jordan has died at the age of 19, the school announced on Saturday. Jordan was named the Pac-12 Conference Offensive Freshman Player of the Year last week. The native of Mesquite, Texas, rushed for 597 yards and scored 6 rushing touchdowns in a shortened 5-game season for Utah. No cause of death was provided. Our news time is 8:50. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
First time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 5-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored. And then the tears came.
Hi, this is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years. Voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our 3rd location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard next to Publix. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
8:51 on the Get Up and Go show. It's a blended show this morning. G and Ray are on vacation. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, it's looking nice and quiet here on the road. So if you're heading out on our beautiful Treasure Coast, we're not finding any accidents or tie-ups. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 62 in Palm City, and in Buffalo, New York this morning, it's 40. Here's our weather at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, a few showers moving in from off the ocean. Temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, highs reaching the low to mid 70s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for isolated rainfall. Tonight, lows in the upper 50s and a couple of passing showers. Similar weather tomorrow, highs reaching the low to mid 70s with low rain chances and breezy southeast winds. Wednesday, warm and windy with highs climbing to the upper 70s. Even warmer for Thursday and Friday, highs reaching the low 80s with the chance for isolated showers and storms to end out the work week.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over. What are you waiting for? Call the Slim Body Laser Spa in Stewart today and start losing inches today. That's right, lose belly fat, your double chin, flabby thighs, upper arm fat. Well, you get the picture. In a short series of laser-assisted weight loss treatments, you can lose inches of unwanted fat. Call 223-5885. The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over. Lose weight, feel great, and look fantastic with a little help from Dr. Tred J. Rizacker of Slim Body Laser Spa, East Ocean Boulevard in Stewart. And they're online. Visit their website, slimbodylaser.com. In a few short treatments, you'll see results. Lose 3, 6, even 9 inches of unwanted belly fat. The wait is over. Call today, 223-5885. That's 223-5885. The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
Are you an entrepreneur or business owner along the Treasure Coast? Well, then you should be tuning in to Small Biz Florida from the Florida Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College. Hi, I'm Tom Kindred, your host for Small Biz Florida. Entrepreneurs and business owners will learn how the Florida SBDC and IRSC can help you start, grow, and accelerate your business.
Monday mornings at 11 on WSTU 1450 and worldwide on WPSLTV.com.
Florida real estate is hot. Now is a great time to find your dream home. I am Eileen Simons, realtor with eXp Realty. Join me for My Dream Home every Monday morning at 10 a.m. on WPSL and WSTU. We'll talk about real estate, interview guest experts, have featured listings, and a featured community each week. That's My Dream Home radio show, Mondays at 10 on both WPSL and WSTU, and Alexa and Google Home on TuneIn.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Of course, this is a blended show this morning, as you well know. It's WSTU and WPSL. We're sitting in for G and Ray. We have some calls. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning, guys. It's been a long time.
Oh, wow. Okay, very good. Well, I'm going to try this. Let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to conference in somebody else also. If I lose you there, hold on there, old man.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm learning how to use this new phone system, and I actually did it, Bonnie. I conferenced in two lines.
That's awesome.
All right, so we have the old man, and we have Fredo. So good morning, old man. How are you?
I'm good. I can't hear Fredo, though.
Well, go ahead, Fredo. Talk.
Yeah, I'm here. Is the old man there? Nope, can't hear him.
Okay, so, so we can't hear it. So you guys can't talk to each other, unfortunately. So, old man, I'm going to go ahead and drop your call and try to figure this whole thing out. So, I guess
we can talk to one another.
Yeah, they can't talk to each other.
Yeah.
So that's something I have to figure out.
Hope you both had a nice holiday, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ed and I are driving down to Florida. Get out of this cold weather now.
Hold on there, Fredo. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Let me get rid of. Hold on. I got to figure this out here. Let me see if I can punch this button here.
Come on, Fredo.
There we go. Okay. So old man's gone. So now Fredo is just here.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now, Fredo. Okay.
Yeah, man.
It's the new phone system.
Yeah, you gotta work out those bugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to work out the bugs.
It's kind of like bed bugs. It's hard to get rid of them. You know?
Yeah. Hey, so how was your Christmas, Fredo?
It was very good. I got some. I smoked a pig, as I always do when we have our parties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
That's a good eggnog. You know, I like to spike it up with a little scotch. You know.
Okay.
And I
got the foot mobile rub today over in Port St. Lucie since you're simulcasting on both stations. I'll be over there over in the parking lot of McDonald's on Gatlin Boulevard. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Yeah. Very good. Interesting.
Do you do the foot rub with one of those pet eggs like you find on TV, as seen on TV? You know, the pet egg? The pet egg?
Hi.
The pet egg.
Hi,
there
Bonnie.
we go.
Hi, Bonnie. How you doing, Bonnie?
Good morning.
Hey,
Yeah,
did
man.
Fredo call you last week when you were up at our sister station?
Fredo did not. I know we got
Oh.
a call from the old man one time.
Okay.
I think George called in from Kentucky.
Okay.
Yep, and so some of our callers did call in. I don't think I heard from Fredo, though, last week.
Okay.
No, I didn't call. I was on vacation, too. I was out there visiting some ex-girlfriends. Yeah, man.
Ex-girlfriends. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's interesting that you're visiting ex-girlfriends.
Are
I
all
hope all
your
they're doing well.
Exes right here in southern Florida?
No, all his exes are in Texas.
Is that so, Fredo?
No, I have about 4 or 5 in Texas. I got most of them down here right now. Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Well, Fredo, thank you so much for checking in because it is at the end of the program. So give us a call tomorrow, and we'll have a little bit more time, Fredo. And tell Big Kitty we said hello.
Yeah, man.
All right. Take care. That's Fredo, our fearless band leader, Bonnie.
Yeah, and taking care of Big Kitty, that's for sure. I think Big Kitty got herself a nice home with Fredo there.
Yep.
Hopefully he doesn't give her any eggnog, though.
Yep. So I found the first flaw. I'm going to have to fix that, or I'll just deal with it.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. You
I'll
are
just deal
a
with
man
it.
of technology.
I'll just deal with it. That's a wrap for the morning show, folks. We're out of here. Back in the saddle on a Monday, a blended show all week this week and all week next week. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station, and, of course, we're WPSL, Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast. Thanks so much for making us part of your morning. We have a lot of love in the room, and we send it right back out to everybody that's listening this morning.
We do, and enjoy some of those holiday leftovers for sure.
Definitely so, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.